Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PUDcast with Jason and Mike. I'm Jason.
I'm Mike.
And we're coming to you from the Pud Cave, located here in game-swapping, beautiful downtown Lincoln in the great state of North Carolina. Mikey, brother, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother? Sunday morning.
Yes, sir. It is a beautiful Sunday morning, too, bro.
Well, enjoy it while it lasts.
I know, man. I know. Just like with all things in life, enjoy it while you can, brother.
Because it's supposed to get down. It's just gradually. I mean, it was like 57 this morning.
Yeah.
57
Sun's
degrees.
out. Beautiful.
Boom. It's just supposed to gradually decline from there, and it's supposed to get down to like 20 degrees.
I've been hearing that, man. Even maybe into the teens, you know,
Yeah.
I've been hearing that. So, brother, I don't know about you. You know, I'm a fan of spring. That's my favorite season, and I cannot wait.
I can't
dude.
wait.
Oh,
dude.
my God.
Well, it's not too much. It's not too much longer away. We're almost done with January. Then we get to the long month of February.
February, you
That's
know.
some shit. It's like 28 days in February. It's the longest month
But
ever.
I swear to God, it goes on for decades.
Yeah. Hey, listen, speaking of February, and I know I shared this with you, Pudsworth is here.
Holy shit!
What?
Pudsworth actually showed up this week. All right.
Oh,
wow.
my God.
Yeah.
Pudsworth, how you doing? First of all, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for being here today. Thank you, Pudsworth. Thank you. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, you.
They cut you off at Untapped territory? You got out here, they cut you off?
yeah, you just walked on
No,
over.
no, I kind of raided the liquor store for.
Okay.
Oh, nice,
You
You
nice.
don't open on Sundays, so.
Well, no, okay, there you go.
Tucks that tux in, would
Yeah, man. Yeah, come in looking a little bit more presentable. I mean, clean your tux, man.
Listen. All right.
Start with the lipstick.
So, anyway, coming up in February, there is a horror convention coming up.
Oh, yeah.
In Charlotte.
Right,
Mad Monster Party.
right.
It's on the weekend. Actually, the weekend of my birthday.
Oh, okay. That's right.
So,
Yeah.
they just announced their last guest, the final guest that they're having there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's none other than
Yes, sir.
Sheiky
baby.
Baby, the
Sheik
Iron
himself.
Sheik.
Dude, I don't want to go because I don't want to get my back broken, and I definitely don't want to be humbled.
I don't want to be humbled.
I do not want to be humbled.
Hey, if you bring my beer,
But I
you'll be
wouldn't
all
mind
right.
getting my back broken by the Sheiky.
Man, if he could pop my back, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah,
you know, I
whatever.
mean, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Camel clutch sinking in.
Yeah.
Crack that back a little bit, feel pretty good, you know, coming out.
Maybe make Pudsworth humble.
Yeah, oh, yeah. That's why Pudsworth is going.
Yeah.
He's actually taking a Killer Bee mask with him, you know. It's me, B. Brian.
Ooh.
But yeah, dude, you know the Sheik, brother. You just talk
That's
about
awesome.
Oh man,
Yeah.
oh great, dude.
Can you
I
imagine
mean,
that?
I don't know. I don't know if I can imagine it, Mike. It might just be a little bit too much awesomeness
I think we
going
should go
on, man.
with some of our gear and try
Oh,
to sit down with the
great.
Sheiky.
see what he has to say about the Puds,
Absolutely.
brother. We really might get humbled.
Hey.
You know, man, the Iron Sheik is just one of those guys in pro wrestling who has made such a great job of reinventing himself. You know, man, he's almost iconic at this point.
Here's the thing. I think, with the exception of Hogan, I think he is the last of that classic WWF superstar.
Yeah, that's really out there, you
Yeah.
know, because, obviously, Roddy Piper was one, when he was alive, you know, and unfortunately, he's moved on. And that was always one that I would kind of put in that same level. Macho Man, obviously,
Right.
he's passed on
Passed
as
on.
well, Really, man, there isn't, from that classic era,
Yeah,
the golden era.
That golden era, 80s era, there's not a lot of guys left. Like I said, Hogan, Sheik, Orndorff.
Yeah, but, Orndorff never really...
No,
went
he
mainstream in
wasn't
any
like-
way,
yeah.
you know. I mean, the Sheik is, people
Right.
that don't know wrestling know who the Iron Sheik is.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I worked with this young cat at my last job. He was, in his early 20s. Not a wrestling fan, I'd probably go on that guy's nerves. That's all I talk about, if something comes up. 90% of the time it's going to have something to do with wrestling, either what we did in the, independent scene or what we used to watch on television. So this guy, I think he humored me a lot. But when we would start talking about the Iron Sheik, he would actually get into it.
Yeah.
And we would pull up some of the Sheik's, tweets and some of his,
No filter.
Like fuck the Monday forever,
Monday
just
forever.
stuff like that, man. Yeah,
Jabroni.
dude. Jabronis, man, calling everybody jabroni. I had to explain to my friend what a jabroni was,
Yeah.
you know. I said, just look at me.
Yeah.
You know, there it is. There it is. What's a jabroni? I am.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
You know, done and done.
Or look in the mirror.
Now, there you go.
Everybody's jabroni.
Everybody's
Everybody's
a
jabroni.
Everybody's a jabroni,
Yeah.
brother. I think it just really, just like we're all marks, you know, it just really boils down to how much you want to admit it.
Yeah.
You know, I wear it with a pride, like a badge of honor. You know, I wear
Yeah.
it with pride. You know, we should
yeah.
actually do that. Like, what is a mark? You know what? Maybe we can do it with the What's a Pud episode.
It's such a broad range, man. To me, it's just like, you know.
Really, what is a mark?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know I've had this conversation with you. You know, me and David Hayes from This Is Work, we've talked about this in length at times. You know, what does constitute a mark? What is a mark? Define mark.
Right.
Brother, I mean, I know I'm one. You know, I've spent a lot of money on wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's a straight up mark. But, you know, hell, man, I think it's also just being a fan.
Yeah,
You know,
for
just,
sure.
just being
Yeah.
into something. you
Yeah.
know.
You know, a fan of anything, like, you know.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like a horror mark.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm a Van Halen mark.
Exactly.
You know, a
You
Black
know?
Sabbath mark,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Sabbath could put out freaking toilet paper, and I will spend $25 to wipe my ass with it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
when
like
you're a
a
mark.
game mark, you know, anytime you're willing to put some money down, you got money and put down something on it, you know, definitely, you know, that's marking out for
That's
something.
yeah, man. You know, it's all part of the market. Hey,
Exactly.
Yeah, you
There
like
you go.
that? You
That's
like
right.
that? You like? Thank you.
Speaking of markets and retail,
Oh boy.
it has been a hell of a time in retail and customer service from what I can see on the internets.
Holy Jesus, man. What you got going on, brother?
Look at that. And we were talking about this early. The whole GameStop fiasco.
What's up with that, man? What's going on?
All right, have you seen this video?
I
Have
don't
you
think
seen
so.
this? Have you heard about this?
I don't think so,
Okay.
man. Uh-uh.
So this video went viral about well, I'm gonna say he or her is transgender.
Okay. Sure, okay. Yeah.
She identifies as a
they-
female.
They.
Had a incident at a GameStop.
Okay.
First off, you know, fuck GameStop.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
them anyway. You know,
Anyways,
piss on them, you
this,
know.
This is great. You know, I love how foolish they are. Absolutely. How foolish they look in this whole thing. But you know, I'm guessing he was probably a key holder or anything like that. Sales associate, you know, kept calling. Now this transgender, you know, identified as a female.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, sure.
All right. Okay.
I'm not
But
confused.
the sales associate kept calling her sir.
Sir, okay.
Okay. Which angered her.
It's so confusing. Mike, it's so
Anger.
confusing.
This is not to me because this is
No,
fantastic.
you're right.
I love this. The more they can get shit on,
The
as far as
better.
getting-
Yeah,
the better.
yeah.
The better.
Doesn't matter if it's transgender
Yeah,
shit,
Yeah.
gay shit,
Right.
straight shit.
Yeah.
Don't matter as long as they're getting
Doesn't
shit
matter. As
on.
long as they're getting fucked, I'm good with
It
it.
don't matter who's fucking
Yeah.
them or out.
But it's the best part. It's like, and she's getting angrier and angrier. Okay. And she kicks this display over, and it's just she's
Oh, really?
going
Oh,
insane, man. And it's like corporate's gonna get involved.
okay.
Yes, corporate. I love hearing that. Although she doesn't have, you know, one of the okay, let me speak to your manager haircut.
Oh, right.
She definitely needs that before.
So her name's not Karen?
Right. All right, let's flip this over,
Okay.
to the other side.
All right.
Customer service. There has been a lot of shit going on. Especially at, like, McDonald's.
Okay.
Have you seen the videos? Some of the newer viral videos on that?
I don't think
To
so.
where it's the white guy that pulls the younger black girl over the counter.
No,
I
man,
seen
I haven't.
that.
Dude, I haven't really been watching a lot of.
Up and that guy's reached over and grabbed him.
What
Yeah.
was that all about, man?
It was in Florida.
Oh well,
Of course.
well.
There you
Moving
go.
on.
Yeah.
Moving
I figured
on.
that one.
The Florida man. you know.
Jesus, man, what is it about that state, brother?
I think I know what
There's
was
just
about that state.
there's buck-ass wild down there.
Dude, it is, man. It's totes cray-cray down in Florida.
There's mosquitoes that bites and they're on metal.
I think it's because the state's shaped like a penis, man, to be completely honest with you. That's what I'm thinking it is. I don't know, dude. So what?
This is over, okay? Check this out. This is over a straw.
Jesus, man. All right, so what happens again, man? Recap this for me one more time,
Okay.
Mike. Yeah.
So, I'm going to show you this video right quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike's about to show me this video because I haven't seen it. I haven't even heard of this thing. Okay. Wow. So this guy just grabs this, and this chick's
Yes.
beating the shit out of him. And stick him.
She fucking sticking
Boy,
that
she's
head.
sticking the fuck out of him.
She is sticking that head.
Oh.
Because she is basically fighting.
She's
trying to
defending
defend
herself, man.
Because
Yeah.
this guy, who's in his maybe 40s, 50s.
Oh, my, and he's a pretty big guy,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Grabs her and brings her across the counter.
And she's,
And look, he's snapping. He's making the snappies to the
Snapping.
manager. To the manager right here.
oh, boy.
Okay?
You're right. Dude, that employee, I mean, dude, you don't put your hands on somebody
No,
like that.
absolutely not.
Man, woman, it don't matter, but you definitely...
And this was over a fucking
fucking straw, man.
Okay?
Now,
Because Florida has this ban on straws
heard of it about
out
that.
on the floor.
right.
Now you can actually ask for a straw.
Yeah.
And they'll give you one.
They'll give you one from behind the counter.
Right.
But this guy is so. This has ruined his fucking day. That he feels the need to grab this girl.
Physically...
20 years old,
Right.
which I still consider a kid,
Oh, absolutely, man, sure.
and drags her across.
Knowing she hating her job,
Yeah.
she works at McDonald's,
Yeah.
man, you know she could be doing something she'd
Yeah.
rather be doing, you know.
Right.
And he straight up grabs her. And man, dude, I'd say he had to have at least 70, 80 pounds on this girl,
Yeah,
man. At
for
least.
sure.
At least.
Yeah.
But, you know, man, it just, I don't know. It's just, people seem so damn just mean today.
Oh,
you
for
know what I'm
sure,
saying?
dude.
I'm just
I
trying
mean, especially in like that customer service environment.
Right, exactly. I mean, do you think people are just so overworked and stressed out, man, and then you get them on medication on top of that? I think, dude, there's a lot of shit going on in society. Now, we ain't going to get into all that because, you know, we try to be a little bit more, a little bit lighter, you know, lighthearted here on the
Right.
podcast. Hell, we try to get away from that shit, man. But, dude, just seeing that video you showed me. See, dude, I avoid videos like that like the plague, man.
Uh-huh.
Like if somebody has a video of somebody getting in a fight or any kind of violence, dude, I just try to just stay away from that, man. I avoid it like the plague, you know. And yeah, man, it's just kind of sad. You know?
No, yeah, it is. But I think it's one of those things where these certain people feel like they're entitled
Yeah,
to act that way.
Yeah.
over a fucking straw.
Over a fucking straw. But man, the best part about that whole video was that girl straight up kicked his ass.
Yeah. Oh,
she's straight up.
She's welling on that head.
Brother, I want to fuck with her, man. Don't fuck with anybody anyway. You know, leave everybody be and, you know, be cool. But anyway, Mike, damn, dude.
Here's
That's crazy,
the follow up to that. The manager got him his fucking food. and
Did he get the
everything.
straw? Did the motherfucker get a straw?
kicked him out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have kicked him out too, Pudsworth. Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure.
So afterwards, the white guy there goes outside and calls the cops and saying, you know, he got assaulted by the worker at
McDonald's.
They get there,
Watch the video.
watch the video,
Arrest him.
arrest his ass.
Motherfucking good. I hope
justice.
that is justice, man.
That's for real justice.
Dude, and I would have liked to seen her maybe slap him one more time.
Yeah, just
I would've liked it.
Because, man, she went off on the motherfucker, boy. She got down. Yeah,
Off on
she ain't
the
no
head.
joke, man. That lady has been brought up to defend herself. You know what I'm saying?
there's
There's a video.
Oh, yeah. I have seen that, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike. Let's get off some of the more.
I was
you know.
hoping to pull up one more that happened this week. And
I don't know if I can handle it, bro.
Oh, you'd love this one. This is incredible. Because it's one of those deals, and it happened for no reason.
Man, I think most of these things happen for no reason.
Oh,
You know, man, it's just, I think it goes back to a little bit what we talked about last week. And once again, man, we ain't trying to, you know, solve all society's issues, or we're not even trying to diagnose all the issues. But I think it just breaks down to people are overworked, man. They're stressed out.
Or just like stupid.
Well, that too, Pudsworth. You're right, man. I mean, you know, stupidity definitely plays a role. But, man, when you throw in the stress and our fast food lifestyle. You know, I mean, damn, man, no wonder everybody's pissed off, fat, and depressed. You know, I mean, really, it is. But anyway, man, we ain't getting into all that shit.
Yeah.
But no, there was this other incident at McDonald's where this guy threw a in the drive-thru threw a scalding hot cup of coffee at one of the drive-thrus.
Oh no, man!
I mean, it was for no reason.
Just to be a dick. Well, you know, they used
Just
to
to
do
be a
shit
dick.
like that on Jackass and shit.
Yeah, but it was never that.
But it was always, but it was still shitty.
Yeah.
It was still shitty,
Yeah.
man, to do that. I mean, you know, man, the way I look at it, I don't give fast food workers any kind of shit unless I absolutely
They're cooking your fucking
Well, not only that, man, but dude, they're underappreciated, they're underpaid, they got to deal with assholes all day, man. Let them just be, you know, and they deal with your food, man. They can spit in that shit. Seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
seriously.
I don't.
I
I
don't.
don't fuck with
No,
that.
I don't
Yeah,
want
man.
either, man, unless, I mean, I'm talking about they got to be straight up
Yeah.
jackasses. And I'll be like, and even then, I'm going to tread lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very lightly.
Very lightly.
This motherfucker right here. You gotta see the picture, like his mugshot. It looks like he was actually.
Is this
Ne-
the guy that threw the coffee on the lady or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he looks. If you see his mugshot, he looks like he got him straight out of this lawn chair.
Oh, hell.
And he still had the thing. He had just.
Stuff in his hair and all that.
God, dude, he had dyed his hair like purple and blue.
Okay. Well, you know, it's trendy.
Oh yeah. They looked like the guy. Everybody knew him from the neighborhood.
Okay, right.
Okay, his name was Top Cat.
Top Cat. Well, hell.
Top Cat.
Dude, you can't be inconspicuous when your name is Top Cat.
Top Cat.
You ain't going to be able to do shit, bro.
Right,
I mean,
right.
you're fucked. You got to walk the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
If your name is Top Cat. I'm just
But
saying.
it's still one of those things where it's like it's this. These people are like assaulting. And
It
it's
is assault.
honestly-
It
It's
is.
assaulting like female workers
yeah.
that get paid nothing.
Nothing, and have to deal once again,
with
man.
stupid shit
assholes.
like this.
And dude, I'm not even talking about shit like that. I'm just talking about dealing with assholes every day. Like, I mean, my burger's not right, or
Yeah.
you know, just shit like that.
Yeah.
Which, and granted,
Or
the
getting
fast
hit on by
food.
assholes about it.
Well, that too, man.
Yeah,
But you know,
I've seen that happen for McDonald's. I was like,
oh yeah, man. And I mean, you know,
that's
yeah, you got to
Yeah.
deal with all that shit, man. But well, you know, Mike,
Does
let's
he look like he's straight from Bad Street?
yeah, kind of. But you know, Mike, before we get into today's subject matter, I also want to take a moment just to talk about the holiday we have coming up, man. Martin Luther King Day.
Yes.
We got that coming up, man. A very important holiday. I hope everybody out there, that's coming up tomorrow.
Yes.
On Monday, the
Yep.
21st. Hope everybody has a great MLK Day. If you do got to work, man, that sucks. I'm off. You know, I'm
yeah,
lucky.
yeah,
I'm in a place where we actually get to have off for this day. And you know, man, just everybody out there, dude, just think about it. Take a moment tomorrow and just think about, you know, what the man did
Yeah.
and what he has done to help, you know, relations in America, dude.
Right.
That is still heard today. And you know, Mike, in my opinion,
Can you imagine? And this is a crazy what if scenario. You know, what if he was never around?
oh, I know, man.
You know, what
Who
state
fucking
would we have
knows?
been?
Who
you
knows?
know,
Who
being-
knows, man? Who knows where we'd
Because
be
he
right
was
now?
he was such a bridge between that.
And just somebody for people to look up to, man.
Yeah.
He was a martyr at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you know. And that's why I think everybody should observe it. Because, you know, Mike, growing up, you don't think about stuff too much, you know, man. Everybody kind of gets caught up in their own worlds and, you know, what you got going on. But I'm telling you, man, in my opinion, this holiday that we're about to celebrate, once again, this is my opinion. I think it's probably the most important American holiday we have.
Right.
Really, in all honesty, we really do because, I mean, let's think about what else we have. We have our religious holidays, Christmas, Easter. You know, these holidays have been around forever, you know, and they don't really necessarily reflect America per se. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
you know,
right,
in other
yeah,
words, these
yeah.
these holidays and even religion to a certain degree maybe didn't truly form, you know.
Right.
But Martin Luther King did make a difference, man.
Yeah.
And we're still seeing those differences today. And,
Yeah.
you know, that's kind of my opinion of it. I think MLK Day is really, truly one of the most important and relevant.
Yeah.
Relevant,
Yeah.
man. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. I think it's without a doubt the most relevant American holiday we have. And I think everybody should get off, man. I think
Exactly.
everybody should, you know, I think it should be observed just like Memorial Day, Labor Day, Christmas, Easter, you know. But anyway,
I think between that and Halloween, it's the two most important holidays to me, for sure.
I knew that was coming.
ah, damn it, Mike.
The two most. I'm telling you, no, it's serious. You're gonna fucking kill me. Listen. Listen to it.
You're
I
really going
think-
to
I
compare
think it-
Halloween to Martin Luther King
No,
Day,
I'm,
man?
I'm not
Jack
comparing.
Skellington
no,
versus
no,
MLK.
no,
Come
no.
on,
I'm not
man.
comparing it to it. I'm just saying it falls in that line of American holidays,
Yeah, okay, I'll give you
to
that.
where
one.
it's like, okay, everybody can celebrate this. Everybody can celebrate
Halloween, yeah. Even kind of like
unless you're
Thanksgiving.
like super Christian and you're
that's
kinda
true.
weird, one of those weird families that just don't do it.
Well, and that's Mikey Payne P.O. Box.
Absolutely, that is Mike Payne P.O.
But
Box.
for real,
Yeah.
you know. Well, see, I would actually think Thanksgiving would be more like
No,
that.
fuck that. That was a bullshit holiday.
Well, I mean, you don't like eating turkey.
I
and-
love eating turkey.
I love eating
We
turkey.
should just
Yeah,
call
but
it Turkey
anybody-
Day.
Turkey Day. Yeah,
Call
yeah,
it
yeah.
Thanksgiving on the premise that, we fucked over a bunch of people. And invite
Thanks.
them over for dinner.
Appreciate it, y'all.
Thank y'all.
Your shit goes dinner.
Damn it, man. All right, well, bro, let's.
Hey, we took your shit.
Here's the turkey.
We're thankful.
It's cranberry sauce.
Stovetop.
Pass the taters,
Rolls.
motherfucker. But
Hey, how you doing, pastries and muffins?
oh man.
Well, 4th of July. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, 4th of July is
4th of
American.
July,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know. But I think as far as just relevance in today's society and our culture and where we're trying to get to,
Right.
man, we're making steps, we're getting strides, we're getting there. And I think, in my opinion,
Valentine's Day is bullshit.
Valentine's Day's nothing but a Hallmark holiday, bro.
culpable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Easter.
Easter is a pretty big deal, man. I mean, the resurrection of Christ. I mean,
Fucking
that's
chocolate eggs.
Yeah, well, it's about Jesus, man. It ain't
It's,
about it ain't about the
nothing-
Easter bunny,
ain't
dude.
fucking nothing.
Hey,
There ain't nothing about Jesus
to to Christians, man, to for real Christians.
Oh, yeah.
This is the holiday.
that's their holiday.
That's the holiday,
Right,
man.
right.
Because even Christmas is,
fucking plastic grass and
but for
chocolate eggs. And,
but for your average everyday,
right.
citizen, it's chocolate eggs,
Marshmallow peeps.
Hate those fucking things.
Yeah, I know. I don't really like them either, man. I don't really like them either. All right, brother, we got too serious, man. We got
No, we get serious. We were talking about
Plastic green grass and
chocolate,
eggs.
dude. The podcast is for real when that's serious. It's okay, man. We're getting into some pretty heavy territory talking about chocolate eggs.
And big bunnies.
What's another stupid fucking holiday?
Oh, Arbor Day.
I don't even. God, that's reaching back to the 30s.
I
don't think
do. I'm
it's been-
telling you. I think the banks still get off for that
Oh,
shit,
shit.
dude. They
No,
probably, man, them
really?
motherfuckers get off for everything. Dude,
That-
they get off
that
for
is-
President's Day. That's
we
no
used
shit.
to get off for President's
Back
Day.
in the day, yeah, man. Hell, we don't do it now.
No?
Like I said, I still think they should let people
Well,
out for
no,
Martin Luther
shitty.
King Day, man.
Yeah.
That's me. I don't know, man. What is some more shitty, dumbass holidays? Dude, there's actually a day for everything. Like if you go on Google and say, "What's
God,
today?"
yeah.
It's something.
Cookie Day.
Pizza
Boxing
Day.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my birthday's actually on Hot Dog Day or some shit like that.
I
you
think
know?
it was like
Hamburger
sibling days like every other month.
Yeah, exactly.
I swear,
man.
I see it like
all the
posted
time,
all the
man.
time.
All the fucking time,
Yeah.
man.
There used to be a Grandparents' Day. I think they.
I thought there
totally-
was.
Totally did away
There
with
was a-
that.
That's just in Japan of mine. There's a Children's Day in Japan when you go to kids off at school and just play
See,
around.
they should do that here, man.
Huh.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, Kids Day.
well, okay. Well, Mike,
Is that it?
I can't think
Memorial
of any.
Day. That was,
Well, that's a good
yeah,
one though.
that's a
We
good one.
want that. Labor Day's
Yeah.
a good one. We
Labor
want
Day.
that.
Again?
Fuck, I don't know.
I
Hell,
guess
I
we
don't.
covered it. Columbus Day.
Columbus. Oh,
Come on now. Thank you.
or more like I got lost and named it the wrong shit day. Hey, Indians. We're not from India.
It's George Washington. Well, really George Washington.
We're getting.
They
that-
should call. You should call it Google Maps Day.
Ah!
'Cause you need that shit after that. When that
Apparently,
happened.
George Washington's birthday is a holiday.
Yeah, I think that's President's Day. I think.
Yeah, they
I-
combined like Washington, and Lincoln,
President Lincoln.
Lincoln's birthday. President
President
Lincoln.
Lincoln's in the
Oh,
house.
God.
Yeah,
That's a federal holiday.
yeah, Lincoln and Washington. They combined that for
President's Day.
Veterans
Yeah,
Day,
yeah.
you get
Because
that?
it used to
Veterans
be two
Day's a good
separate,
day.
and you used to get both of those off.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Now they put them all under one.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, brother, you want to talk about the Freebirds today?
Nah, man.
No.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Mike, we're
Back
actually
Street, baby.
kind of going back to our roots today, man. We haven't really done a wrestling show in a little while.
Have we not?
Nah, man, it's been a couple weeks,
Oh,
a couple
shit.
shows, man. So we're actually gonna kind of circle back around and
Last
kind of.
thing you talked about was WrestleMania?
I don't know. Nah, man, no. I don't think we've ever talked about WrestleMania, bro.
Talking about WrestleMania.
Damn, Pudsworth. It must be the other pod. That's where he was last week. He was with his other podcast.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. You got to keep that shit straight, Ian, Pudsworth. But anyway. Well, Mike, we're actually going.
Oh, this is just a mess right here.
Yeah. I'm turning Pudsworth's
Lost
mic
control.
off. Yeah, man.
You lost control
I'm going to go
here.
ahead and turn his mic
Never
down.
had control.
But, well, Mike, you know, man, we are going to actually go back to the Spotlight series today. And,
Yes.
and, you know, I think I just gave it away. And if you're seeing the artwork, you know, then you're going to know today's show is going to be on the Fabulous Freebirds,
Absolutely.
brother. Mike, what can we say about the Fabulous Freebirds? I mean,
We say a lot.
we could say a lot. Hopefully, man, we could say about an hour and a half's worth of stuff
Yeah.
about them. Which
I
I think we
should
could do.
say so.
Well, first of all, man, the group or the stable from Bass Street, USA, you
Yes.
know, we talked a little bit about the Freebirds on our music episode.
Where are they from?
They're from Bass Street, USA, baby.
Atlanta, GA.
Atlanta, GA. Yes, sir,
That's
man.
right.
Yes, sir. Mike, why don't you kick us off, brother? Tell us a little bit about how you feel about the Freebirds.
I absolutely love the Freebirds.
Yes.
I didn't get to see the Freebirds actually until probably, well, I mean, as far as I saw them in the magazines,
Sure.
you know, especially in that world class run.
Oh, yeah, man.
You know, I'd
right.
see all the magazines with feud with Von Erichs. Oh my God!
Dude, you know, you talk about the magazines. This is kind of weird, but you know, I hate to admit, but you know what I always remember about the Freebirds in the magazines was damn Michael Hayes' like semi-naked body with a rebel flag draped over it, trying to sell the album.
That's right.
It was always so
That's right.
disturbing, man. I didn't want to see
That's
that.
right.
I did not want to.
I forgot about that.
God, if you guys are out there listening, if you want to see something truly just, God, man, I'd almost want to say horrifying.
Oh
is-
my
Oh,
god.
it'll definitely put
That's actually kind of. Yeah,
That's-
it's kind of horrifying.
Yeah,
That's
but
that pose he's got going.
yeah,
that
but Michael
smile.
Hayes is draped with a Confederate rebel flag.
is. There it is.
Yeah, we're looking at it online, but if you people out there want to see it for
That's
yourselves,
tough.
That is
just
that is
be.
very tough.
That's
but,
tough.
But this was the shit that they would have in the magazines, man, and I didn't know who the Freebirds were, and I'm like, oh God, it's this guy, man, where who's naked in a rebel
I love this
flag.
meme.
I don't want to
This is my
see
meme
it.
for it.
Yeah, I don't want to see
Excuse me,
it.
sir. I'm a ma'am.
Yeah. God dang. But we knew of the Freebirds, Mike. You're right. You know, we knew about the Freebirds, and through magazines around here, you know, in this area.
Tell you what didn't help with Michael.
Oh, brother,
God.
what?
and shit like this, you would see this in the magazines and on the commercials, you know, when they were selling the album.
Right.
And you would, did you watch wrestling with your parents?
Yes, I did.
I did too.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
What didn't help was Michael Hayes coming out there, dancing and gyrating
Yeah.
everywhere
Yes.
with his long blonde hair. There was a hush that fell over.
Yeah, an awkward, embarrassing,
awkward,
kind
just
of.
like-
I can picture so.
So I thought, you know, Michael Hayes was badass. You know,
Oh yeah,
Terry
yeah.
Gordy's badass.
Oh, Terry
Buddy
Gordy
Roberts
was-
badass.
Yes, yeah.
But you know, when Michael Hayes started to gyrate, it was just everything got quiet.
yeah, and it was just a weird, like
Yeah.
I said.
I
It,
was like, I want to see it, but I don't want to see it.
no,
'cause I don't
nobody
remember.
wanted to see that. Yeah. But you know, Mike,
Oh, no.
you know, we talk about Michael Hayes, and we talk about kind of how we were introduced. You know, man, kind of going back to what you kind of alluded to with that feud they had with the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
Now we didn't get to experience that feud.
No,
In this area.
not firsthand.
Not firsthand. We didn't
Yeah.
get to see it on TV every week, but man, that was
Right.
one of the more compelling
Oh my
magazine
God.
articles.
Yeah.
Cause, dude, can you think of another feud that had that much heat? I know, obviously, Jimmy Valiant and Paul Jones,
Tully and Dusty.
Dusty,
Flair,
and
Dusty.
Dusty. You know,
Tully Magnum.
oh, Magnum
Yeah.
and Nikita, obviously. You know,
Yeah.
but I don't know, brother, if they had the same amount of heat. Because here's the thing,
Wow.
Mike. In Texas, in World Class at this time, man, that was basically your roster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had your Von Erichs, who were the Hulk Hogan's and Dusty Rhodes,
Yep.
and you had the Freebirds, man. I think, Mike, you know, man, it's subjective, and I may change my opinion next week. But, dude, to me, given the region they were in,
Oh God.
given the dramatics and the psychology behind it, maybe the hottest feud ever Even Jimmy and Paul Jones, man, maybe even could trump that one as far as just overall heat goes. Because, man, you would hear stories about how they would have to shut down highways.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, brother, that's over.
Huge.
That's over.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, it's unreal.
What year was this?
I'd have to be about, what, 84, 85, Mike?
For the
Von Erichs?
No, that was actually
86?
that started in the early 80s.
Oh, really? Really?
That's a lot because he didn't see a whole lot of that.
Right.
That was early 80s. I think all the way up until like 84.
Oh, shit. See, man, I thought that was more about mid-80s, around 85, 84, 85, 86.
No, God. Well, the second
There was two waves of it.
Yeah, there was two waves of it.
Right.
But yeah, that first wave, man, that's the one that everybody talks about. That's the biggest feud. That was the blood feud
Now, let me ask you, Mike.
between those.
Since you heard the historian here, man, where did the Freebirds get started? Did they start in Georgia?
Georgia.
That's what I was thinking, because I did go back this week and watch some of the earlier stuff from Georgia
Right.
Championship Wrestling.
Now, officially, they got started in Georgia. Let's see, Florida, Georgia area,
Right.
Because they were crossing. As far as Michael Hayes and Terry Gordy went,
Right.
they weren't actual Freebirds,
Right.
as far as namesake, but they were
A team
together,
and they were, and
they were against each other, at one time.
Oh, no, see, I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
always thought they were kind of on the same team. Okay.
They started out kind of tag team, and they did the turn, and then,
come back together.
come back together.
I got you.
It wasn't until they went to Mid-South that they really started getting going. This whole
That momentum,
Freebird thing,
the music,
Yeah.
and of course,
and it started off with Gordy and Hayes, but eventually, Buddy Jack Roberts was brought in.
now the way I understand it, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I understood it, they actually had to bring Buddy Jack in to kind of give those guys somebody to learn from, because apparently,
because they were very
green,
young,
really
they
green.
They were super young.
And Buddy Jack was a technician.
Yeah, he was definitely the anchor.
Yes. And he was also, in my opinion, brother, and this is not derogatory at all toward Buddy Jack, but to me, he was always kind of the Ringo of the bunch.
For sure.
He really was, man.
Yeah.
He didn't have that side, because Gordy was just intimidating.
Yeah.
He was a beast.
But there again, Roberts was older.
He was. Yeah, he was
older.
a vet.
And he could put guys over and make it look
Oh, dude.
great.
Dude, Buddy Jack was one of those guys who could wrestle a broom.
Yeah.
And put the broom over.
Yeah.
I mean, and
And
make
he
it
could
blue.
bump for a
Seriously.
broom.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, that was something else,
Jesus,
dude. But, you had
But
like...
he was actually the wilder.
outside
group.
outside of the ring, he was
Yeah.
actually the one, because you would think it would be Terry and Michael Hayes, especially being in their their age and as wild as they were. Hell, Buddy Jack was the one that taught him how to party.
Yeah.
He taught him how to wrestle and taught him how to
Yeah.
party, man. But just something about those three guys, because Michael Hayes,
Yeah.
brother, how much charisma can one man have?
Super huge.
I mean, God.
Yeah. He could work, but he wasn't the worker.
Same
He
with
wasn't
Gordy.
the worker.
Gordy was the
could
big guy,
work.
but he was a big guy worker.
Yeah, he was a huge big guy worker, but he couldn't talk.
No, not for shit, man.
No.
Gordy just, he had
I
that.
always loved when Gordy talked, though, man.
I did too.
It was just like that Southern boy. That's
Yes,
just
the country boy. I mean, straight off the farm.
like, man, I'm gonna whoop some ass.
Yeah, that was it. And
Yeah.
my God, you believed it.
Yeah.
And the thing about him when he did talk, because he didn't do it a lot.
Yeah.
It's almost like when Bobby Eaton would talk. It
Yeah.
was so sporadic,
Yeah.
and it was so kind of funny.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
I mean, but then you had Michael
We're gonna
Hayes.
whoop these Von Erichs.
We're gonna whoop him, boy.
Yeah.
And then you had Michael Hayes come in here and just have the spiel,
Oh, yeah.
brother. I mean, the strut.
He had the rap.
The whole thing. He
Yeah.
did the little moonwalk he would do would get
Yeah.
us over, man, or
His
get
hair was
heat.
just too flying.
Yeah, man, yeah, he looked like a rock star.
Yeah.
He really
He did. He
I
did.
mean, that's honest to God, man.
Like a Southern rock star.
He looked like he was in Leonard Skinner, dude. He
Yeah.
really did. And, of
Yeah.
course, later on, he would become somewhat of a Southern rock star.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they would play shows.
Yeah.
The Bad Street Band actually did play shows, I remember even listening or watching, we was watching Saturday Night. And then I guess this has to be about 87, Mike. I think that's about the time the Freebirds came into the Crockett area. But, dude, they were putting over how the Bad Street Band was opening up for Black Oak, Arkansas, later that night,
Right,
dude.
right,
And I
right.
love, anybody knows me, man, knows I love Black Oak, Arkansas. And I think Molly Hatchet was on the bill as
I
well.
wouldn't doubt it.
So, I mean, I'm like, God, and it was down in Atlanta. It was in Atlanta. I remember that because I was like, I want to go, but it was like that night.
Yeah, you may come up here. I never heard of them, actually, believe it or not.
Who's that now?
I never heard of that band you're talking about.
Black Oak, Arkansas. Check them out, man. They're an old school Southern rock band. I think they came out in the late '60s. They were kind of like the predecessor to Leonard Skinner
Yeah.
and
Okay.
even the Allman Brothers. They came out before the Allman Brothers. Yeah, Jim Dandy Magnum was considered one of the best frontmen of all
I'll check
time.
that out later.
Yeah, check 'em
That
out,
does sound
man.
pretty good.
Yeah, check them out. Yeah.
Sounds like Skinner to them. Well,
Oh yeah, man. In fact, I think Van Zant was even quoted saying that was one of their big influences. Black Oak. I know David Lee Roth called Jim Dandy Magnum, the lead singer, one of his idols and one of the people that he tried to emulate. Yeah. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, man. So that's a little bit about Black Oak, Arkansas. You never know what you're going to get on the
history.
podcast, you know.
Now, once they started kicking in with this Freebirds team,
Right.
they were one of the first, if not the
first.
Not the very first. There's conflicting.
Yeah, it depends on who you ask.
Whoever you talk to, they come out to their own music.
On music, yeah. Leonard Skinner's Freebird.
Yes.
Freebird, yeah.
And let me tell you, if you never thought you could come out to this song,
You were wrong.
you were fucking right because you can't do
What?
it. The only people that can do it
that was
are,
the,
are
okay,
the Freebirds.
okay, all right.
Nobody else in the world could ever do this.
I'll give you that.
Except
for the Freebirds.
Michael Hayes,
Yes,
Terry Gordy,
Buddy
Roberts.
Jack. You're
They were
right.
the only three people
Absolutely.
that could ever pull this off.
And brother, and pull it off with authority.
Yeah.
I mean, pull it off
Yeah.
with fucking authority, man. Now, anybody who knows me personally knows that Freebird is my favorite song. That's not a work. That is a straight up shoot. From the first time I heard it, and
Yeah.
you know when the first time I heard Freebird was watching World Class
Is
Championship
that right?
Wrestling.
Wow.
Dude, let me tell you a little side story.
wow.
Yeah, that's the truth, man. Yeah, man. When just a little about my personal history. Now, once again, I'm a wannabe musician. I want to learn how to play music a little bit better than I do, but I'm a huge music guy, man. And when I was growing up, there was nothing in my house but country music.
Uh-huh.
That was it, man. Conway Twitty, which I love that music, man. Conway Twitty, Alabama, Merle Haggard, George Jones, Hank Jr., Waylon. You know all the good stuff. I didn't know who Leonard Skinner was. I didn't know who Black Oak, Arkansas, the
Right.
Allman Brothers. I definitely didn't know who Ozzy or Black Sabbath, Van Halen. I didn't know who any of these bands were. But the only, I guess non-country singer that I was familiar with was Michael Jackson.
All right.
To be completely honest with you. So here's a little side story, man. So I'm watching wrestling. I'm starting to get into music, because I'm hearing Black Sabbath. I'm hearing Beastie Boys.
Right.
I'm hearing all these bands that I've never even heard the genres, much less the bands themselves. So I'm watching World Class Championship Wrestling on ESPN after school one day.
Yeah.
I hear this song. I'm like, dude, it grabbed me.
Yeah.
Immediately, I'm like, oh, that's my favorite song, which
Yeah.
is still my favorite song. All
Right,
these,
yeah.
it'll die
Just
my
carried
favorite. I will
over.
die with that as my favorite song, man. And I remember calling up my friend, dude. Just it's funny now. So I called up my friend who I knew liked music. He was into music and stuff, and he would know these bands. So I'm like, hey, dude, what's that song that the Fabulous Freebirds are coming out to?
Right.
He's like, it's Freebird, dude. And I'm like, who sings it? He was like, this guy named Leonard Skinner, and he's a really good guitar player. But he died in a plane crash. I'm like, oh no,
Oh, no.
But that was really, dude, if it wasn't for Michael Hayes and the Fabulous Freebirds, Mike, I might not be playing bass guitar right now.
Right.
I may have never been in a band. I may still be listening to Conway Twitty and George Jones, which is great, and I still listen to those groups, but that might be all I'm listening to. Leonard Skinner, man, opened up a world for me that I didn't know existed, and I was introduced to Leonard Skinner by the Fabulous Freebirds. So, man, on a personal note, hey, man, how much over can I put a wrestling group that actually changed my life? Literally.
Right.
The Fabulous Freebirds changed my life, man. And that's all I got to say about that little part of it.
There you go.
All right. Back to you, Mike.
All right. But no, we cover a lot of that with the music and wrestling
yes, we
episode.
Did. Yes, we did.
So if you want to check that out, we cover a lot. We missed a lot of stuff too because there was so much.
Volume 2's coming.
Yeah,
Volume 2 is
definitely.
coming. Yeah.
But
But you can always go back and get a little bit more in depth with what we were just talking about as far as the music goes.
right. Now, it wasn't until, oh my gosh, probably when I saw them, just not in the after magazines,
Right.
and some of the home videos too, like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Remember that
You
one?
sure would,
And
man.
They had the Texas Stadium match.
Yes.
With the Von Erichs, and like I said, that feud, that is the feud for all feuds.
You're right, man. It was the gauge.
Yeah.
And Mike, I think I'm mistaken, brother. When I said I used to watch that on ESPN, I think we actually used to watch it on our satellite dish because we did get a channel out of Fort Worth, Texas. I think that's what I know. AWA for sure was on ESPN.
For sure was, but it seemed like something else carried
World class. But I know, man, that we had a station on the big satellite dish.
Yeah.
That had Fort Worth. It was out of Fort Worth, so I know I may have watched it on that channel.
Yeah.
Either way, man, I was very fortunate and had the opportunity to watch some world class when you could catch it.
Yeah.
It was kind of sporadic, too, man. It was a little sporadic.
And, later on, probably about, say, 86, 87, Channel 14, I started catching world class on that.
Oh, really? I
'cause
didn't know that.
They would show episodes during the week.
Really? I didn't know that.
Channel 14 was incredible.
That was like our local
At that
independent
time.
channel.
Yeah, that was definitely indie channel.
For real.
Like crazy, man. You had to hope you were getting this channel in.
Right.
With the rabbit ears.
Yes, I was going to say, man, now, and it being out of Hickory was not that bad, but.
Right, yeah. Exactly. But, they would show world class, like I said, during the week. They usually they almost had a show on every day of the week.
Right.
Because they would show world class. They would show the Florida stuff.
Oh, hell, dude, I never knew that.
Yeah, sure did.
I'm pissed off, man. I could have been watching that back in damn, dude.
Right. They would show
that's aggravating.
The NWA stuff,
right.
Worldwide, and
they ever show like UWF or anything on
UWF,
there? Really?
Yeah, they actually did do some UWF shit.
That may have been where I would catch UWF because you would catch it every dude, every once in a while.
Yeah,
that was kind of the beauty of those old school TVs.
Yeah, man. WWF, they would show WWF shows on there too.
See, I didn't even know WWF was down in this area.
Yeah,
not without cable.
Yeah, well, it was. Channel 14 would show it. They would have a weird time for it. But the only other one that would show WWF, of course, Saturday night's main event on.
Sure, right.
36. And then Channel 18, Saturdays at 12.
Would they show WWF?
Yes. They would show Superstars.
That. I don't recall that, brother. Yeah. I really don't, man. Now, I used to watch Superstars once again on the big dish when we would watch that. It was really cool the way they had it set up back in the day. I know we're supposed to talk Freebirds, but, dude, it was really cool because you would have your NWA on TBS, and then when it would go off, Superstars would be coming on the satellite dish. Yeah. So I got like 3 hours of pro wrestling on Saturdays.
On Saturdays, 18 would do the same thing. They would show Worldwide first, and then they would show Superstars right after it.
Oh, man, I don't remember that, dude. I really don't remember Superstars being on, but bro, I don't remember what the fuck I did last week, so,
Yeah. But
that's
cool. Like a 2-hour block on Saturdays. It's just wrestling.
Sometimes Saturdays felt like that was all day was wrestling. Because you'd have pro on Channel 3 in the mornings, right after the cartoons would go off. And, what a good time just to be alive at that age, man. We were just so lucky.
It's incredible. Yeah. But speaking of WWF, after that, they made a brief.
That's right.
Very brief appearance in the WWF.
The Madison Square Garden, actually. Yes.
During that whole rock and wrestling connection.
Now, the rumor is, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but the rumor is that Andre the Giant had some heat with those guys because they came in late, and apparently they were fucked up when they came in.
It could be.
Michael Hayes actually has told a story that he wrestled Andre the Giant on LSD.
Mm.
Dude.
Well.
I actually heard that too.
Have you heard that too?
I heard that too.
Yeah, no, Michael Hayes
Could you imagine
that. No.
I was trying to
I mean, I'm not going to put myself too far out there. Maybe back in the 90s, I may or may not have had some experiences with stuff like that. Let's just say I did, hypothetically.
Okay.
Just to humor.
Let's
just say hypothetically in the 90s, maybe I may have experimented with some psychedelics. If you're going to put me in the ring with a fucking giant, no, man, I'm taking it to the house, man. No, dude.
Not even after a couple beers.
No. No.
Yeah.
Especially if I knew the Giants got a little bit of heat with me, because apparently he told, the way I understand it, is he told Vince McMahon, this is Andre the Giant. It's either me or them.
Oh,
So, when Andre says that, I mean, you're not going to let Andre the fucking Giant go.
right.
In other words, it's like they're gone.
I
But
just can't. I can't see him saying that.
that's
right
what
off
I heard, man.
with the new guys.
That's
you know?
because they came in late and was kind of being, a little disrespectful a little
Right.
bit, because, they came in all partied, fucked up
I
late.
couldn't see him just saying it's them or me.
That's what I
Because
heard,
it's
man.
Andre. Andre's not going anywhere.
He's the boss.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the boss. That's why they called him the boss.
I know that.
That's what I always heard, man. I don't know.
Did you figure out how you got that name? The
Who?
boss.
Huh?
He was on Princess Bride one time. He had a 16-second fart. He said, "I'm the boss now."
16-second fart.
Yeah.
I've heard the 60.
I've heard of that.
Fart story.
Yeah, they say it'll actually shake the whole place down, man.
You think I'm boss now?
But man, I know eventually at some point we're going to have another what if series. But man, one of my what ifs has always been, what if the Freebirds would have stayed in the WWF during that period? Because they were already rock and roll, brother. I mean, they were already doing the rock and roll connection.
I don't think it.
You don't think so?
I don't think
really?
it would have happened.
You don't think it'd have been a blip on the radar?
I don't think it. I don't think they would have stayed.
Really?
For one.
Really? I don't know, man.
I just don't think so. I think they would have.
I think they'd eventually, do what they did.
Yeah.
WWF was a little bit too structured, I think, for the Freebirds.
That was not
man.
quite for them.
Right. And another thing, and I don't know, Mike. It's definitely one of those big what ifs for me, because I could almost see the Freebirds being huge when that whole Comania thing was going on. Them kind of being the secondary, rock and wrestling connection. I could see that, man.
Oh, they were definitely in a position where they could have been in that, because I mean, you look underneath Hogan, who was really.
You didn't have. I mean, you had JYD, you had Hillbilly
JYD
Jim,
JYD was good.
Tito.
Willie Jim.
Yeah, Tito. Tito was good. Come on, man. Dude,
He wasn't good.
he was a solid mid Carter.
Listen,
Tito was good, man.
Tito was good. But Tito's time there, after he lost that title to Valentine.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Valentine.
No, I thought he lost it to Macho. No, Tito lost it to Macho Man, brother. Check that out.
You're gonna have to get me up here.
Just see who beat who Macho Man. Yeah, Macho Man beat Tito, brother. Hit him with the damn brass knuckles, because Tito's giving him belly to back, man. Yeah, just find out who Macho Man beat for the IC belt, and it should say Tito Santana. I can't remember who the fuck Green Valentine. I think Tito beat Greg. I thought. I don't know. Well, let us know about that, Pudsworth. Come on, Pudsworth. Jesus, man. Come on, man. We ain't got all day.
I should know that. I see title history better than that.
I know, man. Well,
Tito.
Tito.
Okay, who beat?
Jesse Ventura. Macho Man did.
Macho Man beat Tito.
Who did Tito beat?
I think he beat Greg, I think. I don't know. Who did Tito beat for it, Pudsworth?
Let me look it up.
Oh, shit. I hit the wrong button. Here we go. Come on, Pudsworth. Hurry up, man. People are listening. Come on, Puds. No pressure.
Come on.
Come on, Pudsworth.
Turd Ferguson.
Come on. Come on, Puds.
Greg the Hammer. No, sorry. That's a versus match. Hold on.
Oh.
No, that's right. So Tito captures the Intercontinental from Greg Van Dam Hammer.
Same pitch now.
All right, hey, man. Hey,
Greg.
Sorry.
we'll get. Hey, I tell you what.
Filter?
Let's do a Nazi show. Okay, man. We're reset. Everybody, reset. Let's get
All right,
back
who
to
did Tito beat? Or yeah.
He beat Valentine.
Okay, who did Valentine beat for that title?
Damn it, Mikey. Mikey taking it
I
back
gotta
to the damn
know,
30s.
I gotta know.
Pat Patterson, goddammit.
Yeah. Oh, tell me it was.
That would be
Please tell
pretty.
me. I think it was Snuka.
It may. I don't know, man. I don't know. Come on, Pudsworth. God damn it.
Give me a name.
There's literally a fucking history on Wikipedia
Oh, that's right there.
Pudsworth, you gonna lose your job, bro. I'm telling you, man.
that tells you.
I'm sorry.
I was going to YouTube video.
Dude, but, I bet people are turning us off right now. Man, people are like,
Son
fuck
of a
these
bitch.
guys, man. We're done. We're over it. We're over it. Hey, no, man, we
Right
do.
here.
That would be, yeah.
we do need to do excuse me, we actually do need to do an Intercontinental show.
Because that was huge.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Don Morocco.
Look, Tito beat
Greg.
Oh, okay.
Greg did beat Tito.
Tito.
Okay, man. So we were both right.
Okay.
Hey, Puzzler,
So at
do you
that
want
time-
to take notes how Mikey's doing this?
Yeah, I should do.
So at the 84 time, you had Tito, who was
Yeah,
the
he did.
IC title.
Right.
But as soon as he lost that title, I say, even then to Valentine, and definitely later to Savage, he just went off the radar.
Who, Tito?
Yes.
No, Tito was a tag team champion,
Fucking
man.
Strike Force?
Strike Force.
Oh, shit.
Dude, Strike Force was the shit,
No,
bro.
what? In
Oh,
what world?
In my world, brother.
Oh, my
In the
God.
WWE universe, man, they were the champions.
Strike Force
How
was
can you
fucking
not
terrible.
put over? Oh, what, man? Oh shit, wrong button. God damn it.
Oh, this is calm as shit.
God damn it, man. Fuck it.
What was the Strike Force? What year?
Strike Force was Tito Santana, who was a former IC champion,
Yeah.
and Rick Martel, who was a former fucking AWA world
Well,
champion.
champion, man, and they became the tag team
They became a
champions.
fucking joke, is what they became.
No, man. Yeah, Mikey's more of a Tom Zink guy. He wants him to be a horseman and all.
I'd rather see the Can-Am connection than Strike Force.
I like the Can-Am connection, but Strike Force just took it to the next level, Mike. Come
Oh.
on, man.
It was like
Dude,
I thought you said.
yeah, man. I don't know. I think Mikey's disrespect to Strike Force, man, is just something to go just in the toilet, man.
That fucking self away from me.
I knew it was a bad idea.
Fucking, there's the right buttons on.
Dude, I'm fucking up left and right. I need to put stickers on them or something.
Need to label that shit.
Label that shit.
No,
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying. Damn it.
but yeah, would yeah.
There was a lot better teams than that.
Well, sure,
For
man.
sure.
But that's not
But
saying that they weren't
if-
a great team.
But after that, Tito, and that was the decline.
That
of-
was Tito's last ride, man. It was. It was the
It
last.
wasn't a good ride.
It was
either.
Tito's last stand, dude. He was a champion, man. How can you say
His
it
last
was-
stand was El Matador.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Hey, man, but that ain't his fault. Hey, dude, he put it over as good as he could, man.
So, my point being,
Yeah, what was this got to do with the Freebirds, man?
my point being that there were not a lot of, I would say,
Really over, maybe.
really over faces
Yeah.
there besides Hogan. Anybody under Hogan was
What
not
about-
really.
What about Corporal Christianer, man?
Oh, get the fuck out.
Who? And Buzz were like, who? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But you know, man, JYD was over. I thought Hillbilly Jim was always over, dude. I mean,
But he was not over enough to carry.
yeah. So let me
To
ask
where
you.
I think the Freebirds could have carried.
Okay, I agree with that. I'll give you that.
It definitely
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah.
Wasn't the U.S. Express.
No. I think it could have been. I think it could have been with some more time and some, if they had maybe put a little bit more. Barry and Mike were both great, man.
They were great, but
you
they were
know,
not.
That
They were not it.
and they weren't Freebird.
No.
For by any
No.
stretch, man. Yeah, I'll give you
No.
that. I'll give you that. I do think Michael Hayes could have been, and all the Freebirds could have really been players at
Yeah.
that time. But
But I mean, you even look at the Bulldogs at that time.
hey, good.
Bulldogs were awesome.
They were.
They're great.
And they were
but
over.
were they it?
They were a great. Back then, man, you
They were
still had
kind
your
of
tag
bland.
teams.
In the ring, they were fantastic.
Yes, yeah. Outside the ring, maybe they didn't have.
They had a Bulldog.
They did Matilda, which I love Matilda. Matilda.
I mean-
Did you hear what those assholes used to do to Matilda?
No. Probably
God.
don't want to know.
They actually used to give that poor dog steroids, man. They said Dynamite Kid would inject that poor dog with steroids after they would take theirs. Now, they were assholes to that poor dog, man. They said they would feed it to make it shit and then put it in somebody's room. I mean, it ain't funny.
It ain't funny,
It
but
ain't
he's,
funny, but it ain't. But it kind of
he's
ain't,
dying
ain't
laughing
funny
over
either.
here. he's dying
But they
laughing
said they'd
over
give
here.
it something to give it the
All
shits
right.
and then put it in somebody's room. They didn't like it, lock it in there, and it would shit all over the hotel.
That's funny.
That's fucked up, man.
That's
I love
fucked up.
dogs, man.
You don't have to give a dog something.
No,
Make him shit,
no.
though.
Well, when I heard that they would inject it with steroids, I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
No.
I mean, well, dude, that is so crazy how I was.
This is why the Bulldogs will never be kind of on my
Me neither.
radar as far as tag teams go.
It's kind of a trip, man, when you're a kid and you just see what's presented to you. They were like my favorites. And then you start hearing the behind-the-scenes stuff, and you're like, man, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Bullies, dude. Like I say, if you're going to fuck with a little English bulldog.
Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane weren't doing that shit.
No, they weren't, brother.
They were
No,
fucking
sir.
working in the ring.
No, sir. Hey, neither were the Freebirds.
Yeah.
The Freebirds weren't
That's
doing
right.
that shit. I mean, they were giving themselves drugs.
That's right.
You know, the way it should be,
The way it
goddammit.
should be.
You know, you don't do that to a dog, man. But, you know, it is what it is. And I think the Dynamite Kid, I think, you know, his karma definitely, you know, kind of circled back, you know.
Yeah.
And he kind of ended up not in the best of places, you know.
Yep.
And we see kind of how that worked out for him.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, brother, believe it or not, we are actually pushing halfway.
Shut the hell up.
We're about an hour in. We're about an
Get the
hour
hell
in.
outta here.
We ain't even talked about the Freebirds for like
Yes, we
20
have.
minutes, man. These motherfuckers ain't even out of WCCW yet. Or is that right? World Class? Yeah, yeah. They ain't even out yet.
WCCW.
Yeah, got to add that extra C in there. So they ain't even, man, we ain't even got to NWA yet. You know, we ain't even got to Jimmy Jam yet, brother.
Oh, we got time. We got
We got
time.
plenty of time,
Yeah.
man. Well, brother, I tell you what, let's go ahead and think about taking a little break. But, you know, Mike, this week we're going to play some more music, brother.
Okay.
Reached
Rock and
out.
roll, Daddy. Rock and roll.
Hey, man, once again, I got to put over WTAU. Basically, anything you hear on this show is coming from WTAU. I hear it there first, and then I'm, you know, get acquainted with the band, listen to some of their music, you know, reach out. And I reached out to a band called Psychostick.
Yes.
And, man, these guys
Yes.
were super cool, man. In fact, they've got a hell of a following.
Yeah.
They got I think they got a little over 500,000 likes or followers on Facebook. You know, so man, they're out there and they play just great music, and I think some of their music really can fit in with what we do here on the PUDcast.
For sure.
You know? But anyway, man, don't want to speak on it too much. I think I'll let the music do the speaking. But anyway, the name of the band that we're about to play is Psychostick, and the name of the song, which I know a lot of y'all out there can definitely relate to, the name of the song is Beer.
Oh, God, yes.
Sucking and how can it not be great? Anyway, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer.
Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! And stop! Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good!
Let's go drink some beer! When it's warm it tastes real crappy, but cold beer will make me happy. When I throw up on the floor, I can go and drink some more. They say beer will make me dumb, it are no good with pizza. Now that we have drunk some beer, let's go drive a car.
Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! And stop! Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good!
Let's go drink some beer!
Dude, I think you had enough.
Let's go drink some beer! I am drunk. Drunk as me. I am drunk. Whee! I am drunk. Drunk as me. I am drunk. Whee! I am drunk. Drunk as me. I am.
All right, Puz, we're back, and I made a mistake. The name of the song is not Beer, it's Beer is Good.
It's good.
Man, dude, you can't rely on me to do shit. Man, I always fucking up something. Hey, man, but that song is badass, dude. I love that group.
I know.
And like I said, I reached out to
So
the band. Dude, they hit me back. It's like, yeah, play what you want. So we'd really appreciate that, Psychostick. If any of you guys are the fans right there listening, thank you. It really helped put us over. And, man, we look forward to playing some more of your songs, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, and if you liked the song, then for the love of God, share it, man.
Yes.
We're going to put it on our Facebook today. Once we get everything live and get it on there, man, you will have a link to it. Share it.
Share a beer with somebody.
Share it, man. Share a beer with somebody because beer is good.
Yes.
This band is good. This, man.
I'll share when I drink a beer.
hey, oh yeah, man. I can't think of a better song to listen to while you're drinking beer. The only other thing I can think of would be to listen to the Shit Kickin' Roadshow with Clint Mephisto.
Yes.
That's good beer drinking music.
Yes.
I'll tell you some more good stuff to listen to, man. It's WTAU, once again, P Ridge Nation. You know,
Absolutely.
if you like the music that you hear on the PUDcast, we only play like one song every few weeks. You can hear 3 hours of this stuff every week on WTAU, P Ridge Nation. Look for them on Facebook, man. Tales from the Video Store is a yeah, man. Garrett, my friend Garrett's. It used to be the Midnight Drive-In podcast. They've changed the name, done some new artwork. Man, I do too, brother. I love it, man.
Oh yeah.
When I saw those guys did that, I'm like, yes, that's perfect, dude. It's perfect. Fits with what they're doing. Once again, if you guys haven't checked them out, I highly, highly recommend this show. These guys are on it. Sweet Feathery Jesus, obviously. They haven't released a new episode in a few weeks. I'm waiting, man, on that. And obviously our people down in Rock Thrill, South Carolina with This Is a Work with David Hayes and Chris Barnes. Check those guys out as well.
They've got a new episode coming up, too, as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they have one that should be out in a couple weeks, if I'm not mistaken, man. Yeah. So definitely check those guys out. And if we missed anybody, sorry. And one other thing I want to say. It sucks to be you. Sorry. But one thing I did want to say, you know, I'm really enjoying being able to play music on this show, Mike.
Yeah.
You know, I know I bring it up a lot. I'll bring it up again. You know, me being a music guy, I want to be a musician. I've always had certain ties to the local scene and the independent scene as far as music goes. If you guys are out there and you're in a band or you know a band and you want us to play your song on the PUDcast, I can all but guarantee it we'll play it.
Yes.
I mean, for real, man. We want to play more local music, you know. So yeah, man, if you would like to get a little exposure on the PUDcast, we would love to be able to do that for you guys.
We've been thankful, you know, just so lucky and to have these bands that, you know, say, play our music.
I'm talking like, man, every group that I've reached, well, all but one.
Right.
I won't get into all that. But I've only had one person in a band that I've reached out to has not gotten back in touch with me.
Well, hopefully they will.
And hopefully they will. It's not been that
Yep.
long. It's not been a week yet. I'm going to give them at least a week before I'm like, well, what the shit, you know. But whatever. But I do find it sort of telling and even maybe a little ironic that these bands, like Center Lane, for instance, you know, the Bad Somethings, for instance, especially Center Lane, man, that band and those guys have just really supported us and have been putting us over like really no one else. Yeah. And I thank them. And I finally got around to listening to more of their album, Brother, that whole album.
Oh, God.
The name of the album is Blurry. Center Lane is the band. I'm actually got a song lined up. I'm going to reach out to those guys. Make sure it is cool. I'll play it. I know they kind of gave us free reign, but I like to keep in touch and be sure, hey, man, make sure if there's anything they want us to play. But man, that's good stuff. I highly suggest checking them out. Psychostick, the group we just heard, definitely, man. Everything I've heard from these guys. We got some more songs from them lined up that we're going to play in the future. The Bad Somethings is another group that we need to really get back to. Those guys, once again, man, they were so supportive and just, you know, Mike, when you reach out to a band that you don't even know, hey, we do a podcast, you know, can we play your music? Everyone has hit us back within, I'm talking like an hour, 2 hours tops. I'm like, yes, go for it. Help us, help you, and vice versa, man. That's what it's all about. And like I said, the one band I reached out to and ain't heard back from, he's actually local. That's all I'm going to say. They're local. And I haven't heard back from them. Whatever, man.
We'll get you on.
We'll get you on if you want to be on. And if you don't want to be on, that's cool too, man. You know, whatever. But just to kind of end my little tirade here, if you're in a band or if you know of a band and you want us to play your music, we want that.
Yes.
We want to play your music as much as you want your music played. Let's help each other out.
Now, speaking of music, it's around this time that Michael Hayes goes out on his own, almost goes solo.
Right.
And produces his own album.
Yes, the full album.
Which, you know, he's got the album. But there is I'll call it a super hit.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
to me, it was a super hit.
Without a doubt.
One of the greatest wrestling songs ever.
Brother, maybe one of the greatest rock and roll songs.
It could be.
I mean, really.
For sure. I mean, it's right up there.
It's up there, brother.
It's really right up there. One of the greatest wrestling songs ever. I do believe it's Bad Street USA.
100%, Mike.
This song is everything.
It's everything you'd ever want, man. Who knew Michael Hayes could actually sing?
Yeah.
I mean, now granted, he's not a Freddie Mercury type. I mean, he's not going to be out here hitting Bohemian Rhapsody or anything.
Right.
But for that kind of gritty, kind of, southern gritty rock sound, kind of got a little bit of a Black Oak, Arkansas feel to it, to be completely honest with you. Got a little bit of that, just grittiness, dude. The kind of shit that makes southern rock real.
Yeah.
People like, what makes southern rock so great is the realness. It really is.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's like real music for real people. And, brother, you don't get no more real than Michael Hayes.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and that's from the album cover, which circles back to one of my original, one of my first memories of Michael Hayes, which was the naked Confederate flag.
This is just
God.
another Michael Hayes awkward moment that you can't.
But who else could do it, man? And it works for him.
Yeah.
Because it's skeezy. You know what I'm saying? It really is.
He was doing shit back then that, say, like Shawn Michaels would be doing later in the 90s.
Brother, that is a great analogy.
You know?
That is perfect, Mike. That's great.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's on point,
Right.
man. Because he would start doing that kind of, like the Playgirl shoots and stuff like that.
And he was kind of, just a rock,
Yeah, had the long hair.
Had his own song.
Yes, he did. Exactly.
Which would go on to be a great wrestling song.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
In wrestling.
Yes.
And Bastard USA, I will say it never went mainstream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, dude, as far as custom wrestling songs go, I can't really put it above anything. I mean, I can't put anything above it.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was the earliest one, man. To me, it's the first one I remember that was custom. Because even back in that day, WWE was still playing, regular songs, Because Bass Street was really the first custom music that I can remember hearing,
Well, I know you would hear, of course you would hear, like, a lot of the WWF stuff, which was in-house. I'll say one of the other greatest songs to come from that was Hulk Hogan's Real American.
Real American, right.
By Rick Derringer.
Which was supposed to be for the U.S. Express.
Right.
But they, because the Hulk Hogan theme.
Imagine that. They didn't really get over.
It didn't really make it, brother.
They didn't really get over.
It just,
like Strike Force. But what I was saying right here, don't touch that button. Don't touch that button. Don't do it.
Button. I keep hitting the wrong shit.
See? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm putting it up for now.
But no, but you would have some kind of ridiculous songs.
You did. I'll give you that.
One I go back to is what the fuck was that? The AWA, the Wrestle Rock Rumble.
You know what? Some of the cheesiest music I remember was the SummerSlam theme. Do you remember that? The one that Linda McMahon would start coming out to in the Attitude Era.
Oh my God!
It was so cheesy, man.
I'm trying to remember it. I really am.
I mean, it was a real happy, upbeat, played in a major key type. You know. Oh, it was so cheesy, man. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, there were some cheese puff songs.
Well, Mike, talking about the Freebirds and music, you know what song I remember, or I should say reminds me of the Freebirds, was The Boys Are Back in Town by Thin Lizzy. Do you remember those vignettes?
Yeah, those.
When they started coming back into NWA in the Crockett territory, they would play The Boys Are Back in Town and have little vignettes of the Freebirds, which I think may have been my first actual experience with them being in the territory.
Right.
I had seen them on some WCCW, out of Fort Worth and everything. But as far as being in Crockett, that was my first. Because I remember, man, because I was already into the Freebirds.
Yeah.
So when I heard that song kick in, once again, not familiar with the song, still not being a rock and roll fan at the time, getting into rock and roll, but still not familiar with all these songs. I'm like, man, that's a badass song. The Boys Are Back in Town, and here comes Michael Hayes, Buddy Jack, and Big Bam Bam Terry Gordy. Bro, that was hot, man. That was hot.
That was super big. I remember seeing them. Well, I don't even know if it was... No, because I remember the first time I saw them out of the After magazines was in the UWF.
Oh, that's right.
And they were, God, they were super over.
Man, they were hot, brother, back then.
And they were pushing Gordy
Yep.
as a super monster singles.
And didn't he win their title?
He won the UWF title.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And let me tell you what, from there on, even still to today, Terry Gordy is without a doubt one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
100%, brother.
Because
100%.
of just what he could do and what he could just go.
Oh, yeah, man.
And just did everything and anything.
And he was just over. He didn't have to really do anything.
No.
I mean, dude, like the stuff he did with Steve Williams.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
God.
God, that was just, you talk about two beasts.
Yeah.
I mean, beast mode for real.
Yeah.
For real. And you know, Mike, we actually got to meet Bam Bam Terry Gordy.
That was an incredible thing.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my most cherished wrestling memories.
By far, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, you know, man, I haven't had a chance to meet a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah.
You know, I know, like, we'll get on Facebook and some of these pages we're on, you know, we'll see people who have their picture taken with 100 wrestlers, man. Yeah. I've only met, like, maybe 4 or 5.
Right.
Really. You
Yeah.
know, Terry Gordy was one of those.
Yeah, I still have.
You got a picture
of me and Terry
Yeah.
up there. Larger than life.
Dude, I'm looking at the picture now, and Mike, you know, you're of average height. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You're an average height. Man, you come up to his shoulders.
Dude.
You know, and I think you're a little taller than me, so I would actually come up to, like, you know.
It's like so. He was so large, you know.
and just
was
massive.
God, you know.
My-
He knew he could just whip anybody.
Oh, at any time without
Any
any
time.
without any kind of
But
effort,
he was
man.
like just this
Sweet-
chill
sweetheart, man.
man. Remember the conversation
Kinda here and there. I remember.
we had in the parking lot with him?
Sorta. It's there, but I don't remember all the details.
You don't remember what he asked?
No, not right off. It might come back to me.
We were all out in the parking lot, and Terry was in the car. He was in the passenger seat. I forget who was driving. And he asked us, like, do y'all know where he weeds at?
I do remember that. I forgot. Oh,
And we looked at you.
Yeah. And I was mad because I didn't bring any.
Didn't have a speck on him.
I didn't, and the reason I didn't bring it, I didn't want to have anything on me just in case, because this was, you know, I'm not going to say who's promoting the show.
Yeah, this was a big deal.
This was a big deal, and
yeah.
I didn't want, and I swear to God, I had it at home, and I was like, man, maybe I ought to take some for at least after the show. I remember I was so disappointed because, dude, if I could have smoked a joint with Terry Bam Bam Gordy,
Yeah.
that would have,
Yeah.
you'd put that on my damn tombstone.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
man smoked a doobie with Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and of course everybody looks at me, including Terry.
Yeah.
I remember, dude. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I so hate
It's
it.
one of those moments in life, man, you know.
If I could go back.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Even still, you know, not even having it, but it's that moment in life. It's like, wow.
That was cool that Terry
Yeah.
Gordy, and I tell you
Yeah.
another story that I have from Gordy from that day was when we first got there. Well, I'm sorry, when he first got there.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember when he passed out on the table?
Yeah,
He just,
yeah.
Well, right before he passed out, I was like, Mr. Gordy, you know, I want
Right,
to call him
right.
Terry. I said, Mr. Gordy, I'm going to go get some food. Can I get you anything? Where are you going? I remember this one. I was like, I'm just going to go down here to the Burger King. Oh, yeah, pick me up about 4 Whoppers.
Yeah.
I just remember thinking, 4 fucking Whoppers?
4 Whoppers.
Dude, I could eat off that all day. And, bro, he knocked it out.
Yeah.
I mean, he ate those sons of bitches, man. Like, I'm talking 2-3 bites a piece.
Wow.
And then fell out on the table and slept until later on, man. Yeah.
Wow.
But sure enough, man, I forgot about that, Mike. But I just, now that you saying that, it brings it back to me. And I remember, like, God damn it, I don't have it on me.
Yeah.
I would love to have that on my, like, dude, talk
Yeah,
about a
yeah.
bucket list moment, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But he was so cool, man.
He was. He was.
He was just so cool.
Super chill.
And he wrestled the Barbarian that night. Is that
Yes.
correct? Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, that's when JJ took the chair out of the ring, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
You want
It
to tell a little bit
sure
about
was.
that, man?
I know during the show, you know, they had, you know, set up for the show. They had rented out these chairs because, you know, they didn't have the chairs there at the
It was at the Armory, I think.
Armory.
Yeah.
And they had to rent their own chairs. These were kind of nice chairs.
These
that
were
they had
nice.
rented 'em. You know, they put a lot of money into them.
Right.
Had them set up. And they had taken one of the chairs into the ring to use. Well, they had already used a couple of chairs
Right.
anyway.
And
knocked everybody through it.
And this match was a false count anywhere, no DQ match.
Right,
This
yeah.
was a hardcore match
Yeah.
between the Barbarian and Terry Gordy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus, how do I tell you the story right there?
Right.
you know?
I was taking pictures at the time.
Right.
And
they had me on the camera on that little platform.
Platform
That they started
You were
hitting each
working the
other in the
camera.
head with. I thought I was going to fall off that son of a bitch. I mean,
yeah, I remember
you
that. I remember that.
I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, don't come over here.
Yeah.
Don't. I think Terry Gordy actually looked at me and he started ramming Barbarian's head in, and I'm shaking like, oh damn, stop.
Yeah.
The camera got all fucked up, you know. I loved it to this day. One of my favorite memories,
God,
man. But I was scared I was going to come off that son of a bitch.
Yeah, I remember that. Damn. But yeah, I was down there watching all this going through. I already knew, one of these chairs is going to get fucked up. You're just going to have to pay for one of the chairs.
It just happens, man.
Okay.
It happens.
I think Josh is probably freaking out.
Probably. Stowe probably is too,
I don't think he was as much as Josh.
Probably, yeah.
But here's the
Josh
kicker.
had to pay for it.
Yeah.
Stowe's like, pay the man.
Pay for it, damn it.
Smiley's like, don't fuck up the chairs.
Ah.
No, not the chairs.
No, but they had taken one of the chairs in the ring
Right.
to use. I think it was Barbarian had taken it to use there on Gordy.
Right.
And he'd set it down. And
It was setting it up, man. He set it up like, he was getting ready to use it.
I think so,
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And JJ was part of the security that night. And he had some kind of instructions not to
Let him use the chairs.
Not to let... No, he had instructions that night not to let anything happen to the chairs.
Right. He was the chair guy.
Yeah.
He was basically the chair guy that night.
So he goes on his own. He goes rogue.
Gets in the ring.
Gets in the ring and grabs that chair out.
And takes it
pulls
away.
back. I was like, oh my fucking God.
Both those
I
guys.
had taken pictures of it. He had taken the video of it, so it's there.
Oh fuck.
It's there for everybody to see. Took it out there, and the Barbarian looks behind him.
And Gordy both. They stop.
And like,
Mean
what?
Mug. Both of them stop the match and just stare at
What
JJ.
the fuck
And
just happened
JJ
here?
gave them a mean look. That's what I was like, what the fuck? Because JJ kind of looked at them like they were fucking up. I'm like, no, dude, holy shit. I mean,
Fuck off.
dude, I thought I was scared when I was on that platform.
You were in the safe place.
I was in the best place.
Yeah, you were in the safe spot.
But they both stopped the match, looked at him like they could have killed this guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then they got back into it and they did their shit,
Yeah.
but they never got the chair.
No.
I mean, I'll say that, man.
Now,
All the chairs
I wonder
were
what would have
safe.
happened to that chair.
It would probably been to
Oh,
Smiley
yeah,
would have had
for
to pay
sure.
for it.
He'd have just passed out.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But that was a fun night, man. But
That
you know,
was.
it just goes back to being able to meet one of your idols.
Yeah.
And just how cool he was. Like I said, dude, the one thing that I remember, not only the 4 Whoppers, I was like, Jesus Christ, but was also just how big he was. I mean, the Terry Gordy was
Well, not just
a
that.
mountain, brother.
The other memory I have from that is him actually coming out to Freebird.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
how-
Yeah.
How that felt.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually came out to Skinner's because back then in house shows you could play whatever you wanted to.
Yeah.
And man, that was just such a great night.
Yeah.
Man. That was a fun night. Well, Mike, listen. Now, where are we now with the Freebirds history? Now,
Now, they had went to the NWA. And we
Okay.
talked about this after the buyout of UWF.
right.
Which they were super huge in. And Michael Hayes was actually doing more commentary than anything.
That's right.
And Terry was kind of the workhorse between there and Japan, which he was learning a lot.
Oh, dude, he was
From there.
huge in Japan.
Huge, super huge. But during the buyout, they came over to Crockett. Here's the thing with Crockett in that time with the Freebirds. They were over. I just don't think they were over as they could have been.
Dude, I don't think any of those UWF guys, maybe other than Sting. I was just going to say other than maybe Sting. Maybe even Rick Steiner to a certain degree.
Steiner, it would take him time, but he would
get up there and get over.
Yeah.
The Freebirds, man, should have been. I agree. I think they should have been more. They were already.
It would have been a super big deal.
Yes.
Between them and the Horsemen.
Oh, brother, and they actually teased that some.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a little bit of it? But it never really
Nope.
took off.
No.
And that would, like you just said, that would have been huge. 2 of your biggest
Super
stables.
huge.
And
Yeah.
you got Ric Flair, and then you got Michael Hayes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, dude, that would have been huge. And like I said, they actually did tease it, and
Yeah.
it looked like it was going to start, and they just hit the brakes on it, and it never really came to fruition or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's maybe another drop ball. I think that whole
Pretty
UWF
much.
angle was a drop ball.
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
But when you start
Big
breaking
time.
it down into some of the more smaller parts of that thing, God, man, yeah, just drop balls across the board.
Right.
You know.
But that would lead them back to WCCW, World
Right.
Class.
Right before the end.
Right before, before the end.
Right.
Pretty much. I think they'd gotten out before the end, but
It was intimate.
yeah,
man,
it was right around in there. But here's the weird thing is, it was a weird split
Right.
because of this whole thing with Hayes and Gordy, and Hayes was kind of in this babyface role.
Yep. Gordy was still the monster.
Yeah.
Kind of like the big,
And they took on Iceman King Parsons.
Right.
And they actually renamed the group the Blackbirds.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yes.
I remember that.
And I think they even took on
That's right.
God,
'Cause
who was it? Was it T.J. Khan?
it may, I don't know. But I
was
remember the Blackbirds now that you're bringing that up, man, with the Iceman. Because, dude, the Iceman was over. In Texas?
Yeah.
Dude, Iceman Keith Parsons was over like
Yeah.
Rover, brother.
Yeah, because they had that feud with Hayes. He actually teamed up with like Perry Jackson and Harold Harris.
Right, right. Also, he didn't have...
No, they named it the Blackbirds.
Oh, okay.
And Gordy and Roberts and Iceman actually named it the New Freebirds.
The new Freebirds.
Yeah.
So Iceman
It's
was
Blackbirds
with...
the feuds. No, wait a second.
I don't know, man. You're the
How did
historian,
that
brother.
happen? Okay, they were. What did Hayes call their group?
I thought that they were the Blackbirds. I thought.
No,
The famous Blackbirds? Freebirds?
Yeah. Because let's see here, man.
Screaming Eagles.
We're trying to look it up here. He teamed with Perry Jackson to form the Blackbirds. Yeah, that's, yeah.
yeah, but Terry Gordy and King Parsons and Buddy Roberts teamed as the Blackbirds to feud with Hayes.
Right. I don't know, man. I don't know. Dude, let's ask our historian, Mike Payne.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. That sounds good.
Oh,
That sounds good to me,
Yeah.
brother.
Blackbirds
Let's,
were
Yeah.
formed in 1988 World Class Wrestling by Iceman Ferguson's.
oh, there you
Yeah,
go. There you
yeah,
go. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever team he was doing, Hayes was Perry Jackson. That's kind of weird, unless they did another version of it
See, the man
later on.
at
World Class was weird
at that point because they
Well,
were
weird
also,
class.
weird class championship wrestling.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and I know, man, they were also trying to work with the AWA a little bit at this time too. Isn't this around
They
about
were
that?
in and out of the AWA.
Okay.
Here and there.
Because I know they were trying to form a super group to kind of go against Crockett and WWE.
Yeah, about 85
Yeah, yeah. And I know it
was around that time that they were in the AWA.
trying to
They
do
had
it.
a big deal with the Road Warriors.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Also at that time, they would meet a future member,
One of my all-time favorites, man. of
Future
all time.
Bird.
Of all time, man. I love this guy.
Gorgeous Jimmy Jam
The
Garvin,
man himself.
Yeah.
brother. Now, dude,
who was always
he was
kind of unofficial
Yeah.
Freebird
He was
back
a
in World
Freebird.
Class.
Yeah.
He was always a Freebird behind the scenes.
Right.
Because they would travel together. They were best friends, man.
Yeah.
You know, basically, this is when real life got to kind of take part of the angle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they got to bring him in. Now, dude, I know we've talked about Jimmy Jam Garvin or Gorgeous Jimmy on this show before. You know, when I was growing up, Mike, I was a big face guy. I loved all the faces. Dusty, Magnum. I hated the Rock and Roll Express. I never liked them for whatever reason. But, dude, the one heel that was my favorite singles heel was Jimmy Garvin, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He was just hilarious, man. He had the best promos.
Uh-huh.
He was like, it's just not his fault, man. He came out to badass music, man. ZZ Top, Sharp Dressed Man.
Yep.
Once again, some rock and roll that I was turned on to that I hadn't heard before. Dude, he was just over. Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
when he finally went babyface, I think it was the best thing, you know, because he was just so over, dude. It was so
I
hard
feel
to
differently about
Really?
that.
Do you
Yeah.
really?
I don't think that did him any favors.
See, I think, man, he finally got to have that, you know, relationship with the fans that he really already had. I mean, he was probably the most loved heel. I mean, other than when he was going against Wahoo. Now, when he was going against Wahoo, he wasn't very much liked then, you know. But that was Wahoo.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, man.
Yeah.
Who you gonna put against Wahoo?
Of course,
you know?
he had that feud with Magnum almost took off.
But it never really hit.
because of the crash.
Right, that's right. So
Yeah.
it never really got. Now, dude, that's another one of those what ifs.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
But no, Mount, what did you think about Jimmy Garvin as a Freebird?
Later on,
Right.
you know, as far as him and it just being him and Hayes
Right.
together, it was different.
Right.
I thought they were a good tag team.
I did
really
too.
Good,
I liked
really
it.
good tag team.
Well, you know,
It was just different with those two because, yeah, they were still the Freebirds, whatever.
and they still
But-
had the gimmick, you know.
Hayes was kind of a different wrestler at that point.
Right.
Then,
Well,
and Jimmy, you know, he wasn't that gorgeous wrestler.
he
anymore.
changed his whole gimmick,
He
you know.
changed like completely.
Right. But it still
And
worked.
they became more brawlers.
Yeah.
And
Kind of working that style.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, one thing that I did like about that era is when they brought Terry Gordy back. Do you
Yes.
remember that when Terry
Yeah.
came back with Jimmy?
Right.
I loved that. I mean, I always loved, but you know, the original three is always
Yes.
going to be the best, obviously. But I mean, I do put Jimmy Jam in with the Freebirds.
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
you know, like when they all went to the Hall of Fame, I'm like, yeah, that's right. You know, they all should be in
Yeah.
there. You know, including Jimmy Garvin. You know, I liked it. I liked that iteration of the Freebirds.
Now, let me ask you this because the Freebird Brotherhood kind of started getting bigger.
You're right. Right.
Okay. So where they added on another partner by the name of Bad Street.
Oh God, the guy in the mask.
That was Brad Armstrong in a mask.
That's right. I do remember that. Yeah.
And they would later on go to rename him Fantasia.
That's right. That's right. I remember that too. That's what I think about it, Mike.
And also Little Richard Marley.
I don't know if I remember that.
Well, I'm sure you'd recognize him if you ever saw him.
Who was that? Little Richard Marley.
Little Richard Marley.
Now, this is probably about the time I started getting out of WCW and started getting a little bit more into.
This might be a shock to you.
I don't remember this guy.
Let's get you-
Rocky King.
Let's get
Nuh-uh.
your reaction.
That was Rocky King.
Yes.
No shit.
Yes.
Well, okay. Let me say this. First of all, I'm glad to see that they try to do something with Rocky King, because I always thought Rocky King was a lot more over than they ever let him be.
There you go.
I don't remember that. I don't remember Rocky King being in the Freebirds. I'm glad he was though. I'm glad. I liked Rocky King, dude. He was one of those quote unquote jobber enhancement guys that I always thought should have came up a little bit more. You know, him, the Stallion, South. You know, that I always thought those guys could have been a little bit more pushed, man.
What'd you think about the face paint?
The Rebel Flag face paint.
Oh, any of the face paint? Because they used a lot of face paint.
They did.
They did it different ways, but yeah, Royal Flag would have been one.
Because that was the first time I remember him using face paint was with the Rebel Flag stuff in WCCW against the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
That was the first time I remember seeing it. You know, man, I mean, I feel like you kind of setting me up here, brother. Because, you know, the Rebel Flag's a little bit of a touchy subject.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
I mean, just
in general?
Face paint in general, because you look right here, like they're right here.
Yeah, they would have like different designs, almost like Alice Cooper. It almost had like a sort of an Alice Cooper look to it.
Uh-huh.
You know, man, I don't know. It depended on. I thought even though the Rebel Flag made, you know, different people have different views of that. I think that the usage of face paint, regardless if it's Rebel Flag or whatever, I liked it as far as because it was psychological against the Road Warriors.
Uh-huh.
It's like you have your face paint, now we have ours.
Right.
I'm not saying whether or not I agree with what the face paint was, but I did like that. Yeah, man, to answer your question with a yes or no, yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
And I always kind of liked when wrestlers would do that. Like, you know, I remember when like Luger would do it sometimes if he was teaming with Sting. I liked
That
it.
was fucking terrible.
You didn't like that?
Oh, God.
Really?
I thought it was the cheesiest damn shit.
No shit.
I'll never forget the War Games when they did it.
That's what I was talking about.
With
I like
Savage
that. Yeah,
and
they
make
all.
it-
And
Oh,
Hogan
that's
put
fucking
something. Oh,
terrible.
man, you know, Mike.
It's
yeah,
terrible.
Dude,
It's
I don't
terrible.
know, Mike. I got to disagree with you.
The
man.
only time.
I got to disagree.
Here we go.
Here
All
we
right,
go,
all
man.
right. I think the only
I
other
thought it was
time
cool as shit.
I thought it was cheesy as shit.
See, man,
The
it's
only
so
other time
camaraderie.
that's worked, I think, is when Dusty did it. When he did teamed with the Warriors.
Dude, that was awesome.
That was good.
That was great.
That was good.
Great. I like it.
This
when
other shit was cheesy as shit.
Now, let me ask you, dude. Do you think it was cheesy with the Freebirds? let's get back to the subject.
A little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit,
Yeah.
man. We disagree again. Because like I said, dude,
I don't think they needed it.
I liked it when it was done sparingly.
Yeah.
I liked the psychology.
Did they really need to paint their face rebel flag, full face,
flag,
full
full.
face, rebel flag, to have a match against the Rock and Roll Express?
Did they do that for the R&R?
Not the Rock and Roll Express.
The Road Warriors.
No, yeah, it was. They did it with the Warriors
yeah,
first.
that's what I
could see
remember.
that paint versus paint.
Yeah.
Did they really need to do that against Ricky Morton and Tommy Rich?
Well, something had to get that match over, man. Actually, I'm lying, man. Everybody in that match is great.
No, they're great.
Great.
But
yeah.
did they fucking need that to go up? Are you asserting yourself more rebel, more Southern over Ricky Morton and Tommy Rich?
Yeah, goddamn, that's hard to top, ain't it, man?
I mean,
goddamn. A lot of red in that ring, brother. A lot of red in that
you know?
ring. I think, man, with the Road Warriors it worked. I do because of that psychology.
Yeah.
I may see your point as far as against Tommy Rich and Ricky Morton. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, who's the most Southern? I mean, goddamn. Like I said, a lot of red in that match, brother.
only other thing that could have worked is one of them pull out their dick and a rebel flag tattooed on their dick.
Which it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, you know.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Well, we've already seen Michael Hayes with the rebel flag, you know, over his dick. Might as well put it on his dick, tie it around his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I can see your point as far as, you know, against these other teams, but like the Road Warriors, yeah, man. I thought it was cool. And even back then, I guess even the use of the flag, you know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
All right, let me ask you this, because we're not done with this family getting bigger and bigger.
Right. Oh yeah. Right.
I say bigger, not as far
Not
as,
better.
not as far as the size thing, because I like the next guy, Big Daddy Dink, Sir Oliver Humperdinck.
Humperdinck. Okay. Now he was
Yes.
just a manager though.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a little different. I like Rocky King in there, dude. I never knew what happened. I want to go back and watch that shit now. You know, hell, I don't. I think I do remember that now that I see it.
90 WCW.
Yeah, that's probably about the time I was out of it. But I think I do remember it now that I'm seeing it, and I'm like, yeah, it kind of rings a bell. Sir Oliver Humperdinck, though, I mean, I was a fan of his.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, Diamond Dallas Page.
That's right. That's when he was kind of coming in as a manager type.
Huh.
Dude, I'm a huge DDP
see
mark.
that.
I've been a fan of DDP really since the beginning. You know, I remember him in AWA.
Yeah.
And I was always a fan.
Now, did you like DDP better as a manager for the Freebirds or as a driver for Rhythm and Blues?
You know, that was actually his Cadillac.
Yeah.
That was DDP's actual Cadillac. Man, I got to go with the manager for the Freebirds on that one.
All right.
Hey, but I can't take nothing away. Hey, I still think him and Peggy Sue hooked up after the show. That's all I'm going to say. Who was Peggy Sue? Wasn't that like a wrestler? Wasn't that somebody that we should know?
It wasn't Rockin' Robin, was it?
It may have been. It may have been, actually. But we'll talk about Peggy Sue some other time.
Yeah.
We tend to get a little
Yeah.
off. We get a little off subject sometimes. But, you know, dude, I did really like that Freebirds with Jimmy Garvin. I did. I like, especially when Terry Gordy came back. I really did like that, man.
And this would be, you know, basically the pretty much last incarnation of the Birds.
I was going to say, man, this is probably the last ride for the Freebirds.
Well, you know, as far as I think, let's see, Buddy Roberts had probably retired by then.
Yeah, I think he was gone. Gordy,
Michael Hayes was getting ready to retire and
come Doc Hendricks.
become a doctor.
Or a docking fan.
Yeah.
I still think that was cool as shit, dude. I didn't like Doc Hendricks as much back in the day because I was a Michael Hayes fan.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I always kind of hated how WWE would do that sometimes. It's like, well, let's take this character that you know and love for the last 15 years and turn him into Doc Hendricks. And I was like, man, that sucks. But then when I found out that Doc was docking and not a medical doctor, I was like, well, shit, I like it now. I did, man. I like Doc Hendricks. Now, you know.
It's still the same turd.
It's just under a different name.
Yeah. But you can put little baby doll clothes on a turd.
It's still a turd.
It's still a damn turd.
It's still a turd, man.
Yeah.
No matter how you shine it.
Turd.
But
But no,
And
to
Gordy-
me, it was just one of those things where it's like, oh my god, this is terrible.
And Gordy
Yeah,
went
I
on to
can't even watch
Japan
it.
more at this time, right?
Yeah, he was still working hard.
Because now, what was up with him and Steve Williams, dude?
Now they were the let me make sure I got the name of the team right. MVC, the Miracle. Was it Miracle Violent Connection?
I can't see. I never remember hearing what they called the team itself. I just
Yeah.
always knew Dr. Death and Gordy.
Yeah.
Doc and Gordy. That's what I always heard. And
Make
just-
sure I got that right, Petty Buddy.
But man, you know that team. It was one of those teams that we never really got to
Monsters.
see, and we never really got to see them because they were in Japan so
What'd you call
much.
it was?
Oh no, they came over in
Yeah, I
WCW
remember
late
that. Yeah,
and won. I think both the NWA and the WCW
CW.
titles.
That's
and They were
right.
holding them at the same time.
right. And I think they had the Japanese titles.
They had IWGP
Yeah.
titles.
They had 3
Holy
belts.
shit.
Yeah.
They
It's-
were super dominant.
Oh man, I mean, look who they were.
Yeah.
I mean, my
Oh,
God, dude. Of all the
They were
tag teams,
killing it.
dude. I mean,
Yeah.
who could be a more bad
Yeah.
tag team than those guys,
Yeah.
man? Because they were just beasts individually.
Yeah.
You know, man, great tag team, man, great tag team. I just know
Incredible.
they're you know, I guess most of their work was in Japan, so we
Yeah,
didn't get to
a
see.
lot of it. It
you
definitely
know,
was.
Because by the time they made it back here to the States, they were already established. Because we'd been reading about them in the magazines. And I remember even reading, like, God, I want to watch these guys, man, because I love Dr. Death.
Yeah.
I love Bam Bam Gordy. I want to see it. I don't want to just read about it. And then we did get to see it,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
toward the end of that NWA era of
Yeah.
WCW. You know,
Yeah.
So.
But no,
What did you say it was?
Male Violent, was it?
The Miracle Violence Connection.
Yeah.
Miracle
okay.
Violent. Okay,
Yeah.
connection. All right. Still not
Also, I want to ask you about something else. Do you remember what movie? The
Highlander.
Freebirds
Highlander,
were in?
brother. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Highlander, man. Yeah.
At the very beginning.
Just to show you how over the Von Erichs and the Freebirds were, man. That was
Yeah.
the very opening scene of the Highlander,
Yeah.
the first Highlander movie,
Yeah.
which is a classic, by
Yeah.
the way. If anybody
Well,
out
not
there,
the Von Erichs.
I thought it was no, it wasn't. That's right. It was
Fucking Gagne.
That's
Vern
right, that's
not
right.
Vern Gagne. Greg Gagne.
Greg. Yeah, that's right.
Jim Brunzell.
Yeah, it was kind of a put together AWA team.
Yeah.
That's right. You're right. Yep. Yeah, it wasn't, but it was the Freebirds.
Yes.
And to this day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this movie.
Yeah.
Thank God, because I love
That was
Highlander.
over. That
The very
that's
first
part.
thing.
That's the part that hooked me. It was Queen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they were coming out. Yes, sir, man. Yes, and the
Yeah.
Freebirds were the dominant. Yeah, done.
Got me.
On it, man.
I'm here.
On it.
I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Hot tag.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I was in it.
Boogie woogie.
Get that.
Highlander is a
It's
great
right at
movie,
the very
man.
damn
Very beginning, man. It's the first thing.
I haven't seen that movie sober in a long time.
I was like, hot damn wrestling movie.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Hell yeah, man.
Fuck.
Dude, yeah, it's my favorite part. You know, and
Yeah.
the Highlander was there. I always knew Highlander was cool. He was a wrestling fan,
Yeah.
man. You know. Well, Mike, brother, we kind of starting, you know, to get toward the end here, brother. What
Now-
else do we want to talk about?
Definitely with them getting inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, I know people have their opinions about the Hall of Fame, but you
Yeah.
know, as far as production wise, I still feel that it's a big deal.
It's an honor.
It is.
I think it's one of those things, man, that you can be recognized for what you've done.
Yes.
You know, dude, the
Especially with the Freebirds, they weren't in there very long.
no, in
Yeah.
WWE.
Yeah.
I think, man, it's a pretty much accepted concept now that it's not the WWE Hall of Fame.
Right.
It is the Pro Wrestling
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. It is the recognized
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. And I'm like you, Mike. I have my feelings about it. It's like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm the same
Right.
way, dude.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence because when somebody gets in that I don't agree with or
Yeah.
somebody I don't like, I say, oh, it's a sham. It's bullshit. It's all about marketing anyway.
Right.
But then when somebody I like goes, I'm like, hell yeah, it's about fucking
Yeah.
time, you know. Yeah, so I'm a little. In fact, Mike, I like the book. Maybe around March, we should do our own Hall of Fame here on the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Maybe talk about who we think should be in there. Let's just talk
Okay.
about it. Yeah, well, you know, we'll
All right.
book it. We'll
Yeah.
book it. You know, we got a little time for that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm with you, man. Deep down, I'm a mark for Hall of Fames.
Yeah.
Rock and roll and wrestling. I am a mark for them. So, like Warren Zevon's still not in the Hall of Fame, you know, so I'm always going to say Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not in the Wrestling Hall
Right.
of Fame.
Yeah.
Warren Zevon will never be in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. But, you know, it's just like with him. I'm like, well, it's not real. You know, it doesn't mean shit until he's in there. But the day he gets in there, I'm going to rejoice.
Yeah.
kind of like with Bam Bam Bigelow with the Wrestling Hall of Fame. You know, I'm like, is it really legit until Bam Bam gets in there? You know, that's the one I'm pulling for. You know, to get in there. There's some more. We'll get into that in the,
definitely.
show. You know, but yeah, I do, but I'm with you, Mike. I think that is a good capstone to your career. I think it is good to be recognized and to have that.
Yeah.
It's almost to kind of validates your career. Okay,
Right,
you know, we recognize you.
Well, especially now with the younger generation.
Yes.
You know, seeing this, and they can see this person, and they can go back and see, you know, what all they had done in their matches and what they had accomplished.
It's like, why are you in the Hall of Fame?
Right. Yeah.
Now we can go back with YouTube and the network.
Hopefully
you
they
know.
don't do that with like Drew Carey or
Donald Trump.
Bob Barker. Bob Barker's in there.
Yeah, he's in there. I'm
okay.
pretty sure Bob Barker's in there. Yeah.
Hopefully they don't do it with that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if Strike Force gets in there.
Easy. Now, Tito deserves it, man. I don't know if Tito's in there or not, but he deserves to be in there.
What, Strike Force or
Tito?
El Matador?
You know,
Bob Barker.
That's Bob Barker. Yeah, there it is.
Bob Barker.
Well, Mike, brother, anything else we want to talk about today?
Let's see. I don't know. I think it goes, well, kind of missed out on this one part, and I know we're going to miss out on a lot of stuff because of what all they did and what all they accomplished.
And we tend to get a little unfocused sometimes, too.
Well, you know, that happens.
Sometimes we take left turns, man.
So did they.
Yeah.
So did they.
You know, yes, they did.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely.
So we learned from the best.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
But,
Hell yeah.
you know, speaking of that, Doc Hendricks kind of trying to revive something.
Oh, the Hardys?
The Hardys.
Absolutely.
It seemed like it was going in a direction of a new Freebirds with the Hardys.
With Michael Hayes as the manager.
Yeah.
Dude, now, one of my main complaints with WWE today is that they always seem to drop something before it really gets to get going.
Yeah.
And I can actually relate that back to the Hardys and Michael Hayes. Dude, it seemed like that lasted 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden they turn, and, dude, they could have let that ride for a while.
Yeah.
They really could have. I was one drop ball, and I like the Hardys, man. You know, I've always liked the Hardy Boys. And I always loved Michael Hayes, but I thought Michael Hayes coming out with that eagle, you know, cane that he had.
Yeah.
It looked old school, man. The old guy is coming
Right.
back with the way it should be.
Yeah.
And the way it always had been.
They kind of look like a pimp with that cane.
Well, that ain't nothing wrong with pimping.
Yeah.
Hell, it ain't easy,
They
brother.
already had a Godfather, though, didn't they?
Not at that time.
Not that time.
They still
Maybe
had
that's where it came from.
Yeah, because I think Godfather was still Kama the Fighting Machine, I believe.
Okay.
I think he was still that guy at the time.
Oh, that's what.
All right.
That's where that started.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Who has the worst suits, Michael Hayes or Steve Harvey?
Oh, see, now, you say worse, and I say dopest. Because right now, man, they're kind of hand in hand as far as me and Fly goes. See, Mike, me and you got different opinions on fashion, man. And see, you say bad, I say dope as fuck.
Pull up one of these fucking Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes.
Yeah, I got to go with, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd almost have to go with Michael Hayes, brother, just because I'm a little biased, man, you know. I'm a bigger fan of Michael Hayes' name. I like Steve Harvey, but
Oh my God.
dude, Michael, we're looking at some of Michael Hayes' fashion choices. Dude, that is fire. That is fire,
That's nice.
brother. That's nice. Is it
No,
not?
no, I was on the one below it.
Yeah, Pudsworth is even ever like, damn, man. And we thought the
That
tux
orange-
looked good.
that orange
We
was
thought the
a
tux
bit
looked
much.
good. No, there ain't no such thing, man. No, I gotta
Orange,
give it up to Michael
yeah,
Hayes.
looks like he will choke a bitch.
His
If he don't get his money.
I mean, hey, dude, it's a pimp. He's pimping.
He's gonna choke lead. Oh my God.
He's straight up pimping, man. Nah, dude, I don't know. That Steve Harvey though, he got some dope shit too. So I don't know,
look
man.
at
I
that
don't
old side of him.
know. Dude, he's that's fly. That's fly, bro.
Straight up.
Oh, who's that, Lita?
I wasn't gonna say her name, but
Dude.
yeah, I just said look at that old hope side of him.
Oh boy. Anyway, man.
Hayes is there?
Dang, son.
But anyway. I don't know, man. I got to give the fashion award to Michael Hayes, dude. Because he's got that deep Georgia Southern pimp style.
Like a
I
rebel
hope
right
there's
there.
a gift certificate with that award.
I think that hat came with a free bowl of soup. No.
Damn.
Well, anyway,
On
brother.
you.
But yeah, okay. Did we ever talk about the nicknames Michael P.S. Hayes?
We have talked about it on other shows.
Yes.
Because I was wrong. I thought it was pretty sexy, but it was actually purely sexy.
Purely sexy.
That's right. I
Yeah.
always thought it was pretty sexy.
Yeah.
But my fault. My bad.
Man.
And of course, Bam Bam.
Of course, Bam Bam.
How about Buddy Jack? Was Jack actually like Jack Daniels?
Jack Daniels.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Man.
Because of his love for Jack Daniels.
That's
And
true.
lots of it.
Because I remember hearing that on
Yeah.
a promo back in the day, where like
Yeah.
in this Buddy Jack Daniels, Buddy Jack, or something like that. And yeah. But I think Buddy Jack doesn't get enough
No,
recognition.
definitely
He
not.
really
man.
doesn't, dude.
Definitely not.
I said at the beginning of this broadcast, he was always the Ringo of
Yeah.
the group. But Ringo was the shit.
Yeah.
Let's not forget
Yeah.
that Ringo was a very intricate part of the Beatles, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't be the Beatles without Ringo.
Right.
He was the backbone.
Yeah.
Ringo Starr was the backbone
Yeah.
of the Beatles. He was the beat, the
Yeah.
drummer that kept that time. Buddy Jack could be said the same thing. Man.
Exactly.
He was the best bell-to-bell performer in the group. He couldn't talk like Michael Hayes.
No.
He wasn't intimidating like Terry Bam Bam
No.
Gordy. He was the perfect.
Here's that little shit.
He was the bridge.
Here's that little shit.
He was the little
man.
shit that got
The
heat.
Little shit.
It
Got heat.
heat
Yep.
and could work.
Yep.
And he bridged that gap
Yep.
between Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Michael Hayes and made the Freebirds damn near perfect,
Yep.
brother. Damn near perfect.
Yep. I think, oh gosh, without that, you wouldn't have that.
Buddy Jack was the cap.
Yeah,
he,
for
he,
sure.
He was like the little cap on the dynamite.
Yeah.
Man. Terry Gordy was like the blast, and the whole thing was
Yeah.
Michael Hayes.
Yeah.
But the thing that made it pop, the thing that made it explode was Buddy Jack.
Yeah.
Small, kind of inconsequential. You're not going to see it, you know what I'm saying? But so what now? bud?
Blasting cap.
There you go.
Yeah.
Blasting. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
That was him. And that was him, brother. All of them were great. Like I say, man, Freebirds, damn near perfect. Almost the best stable. Them, the Horsemen, there's always that,
Right.
But like
I
said,
don't even. I wouldn't even call them a stable.
stable, just a team, more like a
Just-
tag team. Well,
It's just
Freebird
a-
rules.
It's like a team brotherhood. It was
Yeah,
just-
it was like the Horsemen to a degree, but
but they always had that rotating.
they did. They did
Yeah, they always had that rotating spot
exactly.
to where it was just unity.
And,
you know?
and we ought to talk a little bit about the Freebird rules.
Freebird
we,
rule is
we can't have a
still
Freebird show. It's
is-
still in effect.
Yes.
They, and for anybody out there that's listening, because, man, one of my goals for the PUDcast is to make our wrestling shows entertaining for non-wrestling people.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure we're probably going to have a little viewer reduction this week. It
Right.
happens.
Yeah.
But if you're a non-wrestling fan listening to us, my goal is to make sure you guys are just as entertained
Right.
as the wrestling fans. So I want to explain to, if you are out there listening, what Freebird rules are. And that was basically these three guys in this tag team, any two of these three men could defend their titles.
Yes.
In other words, it wasn't just Terry Gordy and Buddy Jack.
Right.
It could be any combination of the three.
Yep.
And that's what they refer to as Freebird rules.
Yes.
And they still use it in WWE to this day.
Yes.
To this
Yes,
day.
absolutely.
We used it in the Millennium Wrestling Federation.
Yes.
We did the same thing with some of our factions. We
Yes.
had Freebird rules.
Yep.
Just to go to show how important and how innovative this team was,
Yeah.
that is still being done
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Brother, that's a legacy.
I can't think of anything else.
No,
that
not
would even come close to that.
No. Because there will be Freebird rules in 20 years, man.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
will
for
be.
sure.
When the Freebirds are long gone
For
from this
sure.
planet, man, when Michael Hayes, eventually, because he's the last surviving member, is that correct?
Him
Mike?
and Jimmy Garvin.
Yeah, and Jimmy Garvin, yeah. But
Yeah.
as the original three, Buddy
Yeah.
Jack, unfortunately, has passed away, so is Terry Gordy. Jimmy Garvin's still around, and you got to count him. I do count Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
But as of that original three, we still have we still have Michael Hayes. But like I said, man, in 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years, if pro wrestling is still going on in 100 years, I guarantee you they're still going to have Freebird rules.
Yeah.
That's a legacy, brother, and that's something that a lot of people, maybe not anybody else, can really claim.
Absolutely. I think and that's the whole point of this. Not just for us. A lot of it is for us.
Sure, obviously.
But just trying to share the importance of what the Freebirds meant to wrestling.
To wrestling.
Especially the 80s wrestling.
Oh, yeah, man. Like I said, dude,
Yeah.
they were doing the Rock and Wrestling Connection 3 years before.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
Yeah, for
dude.
sure.
I mean, they were doing that. I mean,
Yep.
there's always been a little bit of not heat, but a little bit of controversy, I guess. Vince McMahon maybe borrowing ideas
Right.
and doing this and making them his own and then taking
Yep.
them and growing
Putting
them.
it
you
on
know.
a more mainstream stage.
Sure, which is genius. I mean,
Yep.
it really, truly is.
Yep.
But, that Rock and Wrestling Connection, man, I think you could straight up trace it back
Yeah.
to the Fabulous Freebirds. They were the first rock star wrestlers.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. All right, well, brother, where can we
Awesome.
go from there?
Yeah, man.
I think that's a good
Yeah.
place to end it.
Yeah.
Pudsworth, you got anything, brother, you'd like to end us with, man, other than being here? Thank you so much.
I
We
appreciate
appreciate
it.
that.
Absolutely.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. We gave you a little bit of shit last week, man, for not
Yeah,
being
it was
here. So.
understandable. Now.
So we gotta give you a little bit of shit this week. But I do appreciate you being here, brother, and helping us out, man. Well, Mike, brother, if you
Sounds
good to go, man.
Sounds good.
Well, until next week, as always, y'all have a good one.
Bad street, baby.
You're good.
Boogie woogie.
And not only that, David, I understand we're right at the end of our program.
No, we have got to
This
go.
has been a great event.
There's some people out there that hate us for this.